Great. Thank you so much, John. John will be leaving us now. He's going to be replaced by Tasteless. Some of you may have heard of this guy. He's a pretty good co-commentator as far as I'm concerned.
I'm back.
Hey.
See how this turns out.
You
As
look
can see,
slick.
I am Taste Tuxless, and you are
Artoxis?
Artoxosis? I don't know. I bungled
Together
the
we
joke.
are Tuxtosis.
Tuxtosis, the Tuxedo Archon. Hope you guys
The
enjoy.
handsome Archon, more like it.
Right now, this is about as dressed up as I have ever been. Yeah, we got some James Bond stuff going on right here with this look. That was very sweet of Gollum to give us that award.
Yes.
We did not know we were about to get that until, I think, earlier, like 2 days ago. They're like, you need to show up with in a tuxedo. I'm like, what? Really? Oh.
It's very sweet of them.
Very sweet. Thank you. We love you guys.
Flattering.
We love you guys. And also great work, Jay, doing the translation throughout. That's our producer. That's the guy that talks in our ear. Because as you guys can see, John was on the floor. But enough about that stuff. On to this game, Artosis. Your predictions.
I think it all comes down to the first couple maps. I think that if DRG takes the first couple maps, it's his. Absolutely his. 4-0, 4-1, something like that. Really. But I feel like if MMA can take one of those first maps, it definitely can go 4-3 for MMA. Maybe even a 4-2 for MMA. There's so much pressure going on. It's the last tournament of the year. It's the Blizzard Cup. It's branded by Blizzard. I mean, you want to win this tournament.
Yeah, a lot is on the line to win this. Talk about going out with a bang this year. And to lose this, you had been so close to being the champion. MMA already winning one GSL. He wants another. DRG is, of course, hungry for victory as well.
Yes.
And I think you're right with your analysis that it'll probably come down to the first few games, since I think they are pretty even. If one guy's up 2-0, I don't see the other guy coming back with the next 3 wins. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And now we have to remember that a practice partner of DRG's is Jockji. Jockji is, the reason why Jockji played so well against Leenock is because he practiced nonstop with DRG. So that is actually kind of big in his favor. I would actually put Jockji, from the TVTs that we saw from him in the finals against Leenock a couple weeks ago, there's no question in my mind that Jockji has the most brilliant TVZ in the world at this moment. So MMA is going to have to have leveled up. Obviously he played very well in his group, had Leenock and Nesty in it. 2 of the best 3 Zergs in the world, basically, along with DRG. But I am feeling slightly DRG-ish in this one, Tasteless.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. We were talking beforehand, in between the award ceremony and this, and I was saying, gosh, I feel like there's actually a pretty high chance of DRG taking today. That's the way I feel at this moment, especially after seeing the way DRG was playing.
Even maps aside, man, because maps, they mean a lot, but they don't mean everything. DRG is my guess for this.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good guess. If I was a gambling man, that's probably what I'd bet on. But then again, MMA did beat MVP That's a little weird and a little bit unexpected.
A different matchup, but he did use just a bunch of Marines to do it. So, I mean, I guess that means his TVZ is good, right?
Well, you know what it shows us is that as good as MVP is, MMA for the first time had a better build order selection than MVP did going into a match. MVP is always the guy where we say, all right, in the best of 7, he knows exactly how many times to cheese, exactly how many times to do a fast expand. But then, oddly enough, MMA had such a good read on him. He knew when to cheese. He knew when to do a standard game.
I don't know how he keeps doing it.
I don't
know.
But
you know what? DRG is not a player that I think of the right selection of strategy. I think of him as someone who's mechanically brilliant and always knows what to do with his mutas. And it's not just mutalist micro, because I hear that thrown around a lot, like, oh, DRG has great mutalist micro. I don't even think it's that. Of course, it's quite good. But I think that, you know, he knows the patterns of how to harass with mutas. He really, truly does, because there's actually set patterns. Like in StarCraft I, a lot of pro gamers knew about this, where there's actually this pattern that you're supposed to go in that's going to maximize how strong your mutas are.
Yeah, a slower, more dramatic version of that was carriers in StarCraft 1. Once you get the carriers out, how do you ping-pong them around the map? It's not random, and I think you're dead on. He knows exactly when to go to the expansion first, then hit the watchtowers, then turn back around, poke towards one of the corners of the main, and take out a depot there.
Oh, absolutely.
And it really starts to wear down the players. Now, here's the guy we were just talking about, DRG. He's so solid.
Yes.
And he is one of the more rapidly improving Zergs. I know we saw Leenock get that award, but honestly, I think DRG is just a step behind as far as speed of improvement.
Leenock did do much better in the last GSL season. And in fact, of course, don't forget, he did win that MLG, but DRG knocked Leenock in the loser bracket in the MLG and then had food poisoning before he played him the second time. So, I mean, I personally am more of a fan of DRG's style. I cannot wait to see how he plays here, because I think it's just going to be completely solid awesomeness. But of course, there's no doubt that he is going to have mixed in some crazy builds as well. You have to. In an important match like this, you have to throw off your opponent at least a little bit.
As you can see, it is full here in actually the same venue we used last time. Now it's so packed that even the top row is up. Even Even the sides
have some
people.
Heads.
We could even have those two guys from the Muppets over here on the corner, those old guys, the hecklers. Not even enough room for them to be up here. So many seats have been taken. Now here is the Terran player, mentored by Slayer's Boxer. We have MMA.
That is right. He is 1% for certain. Pretty sick, as we see here. He is a frightening TVZ player. He's definitely one of the best. DRG did put him up at the best. I believe he said that. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I think practicing with JockG plus whatever other Terrans that DRG has is going to be really good. DRG very well may have the best solid form ZVT in the world. And that's when someone is the best in the world at something, it is so hard to prepare for their style.
Hey, you know, one funny thing, though, is that because MMA has already showed us that he is a master build order selection, he might be able to cheese DRG out of a few games. And I think they're evenly matched enough.
I think that
if that does occur,
we'll definitely see at least a cheese or two from MMA. He definitely does mix in some very strong two barracks play every now and then.
Yeah.
And sometimes some really heavy harassment.
By the way, guys, get a year-long ticket. Christmas is coming up. It'll be a great gift.
If you want a white Christmas, get a year-long ticket.
Yeah. Get it for yourself, get it for a gift.
You get a white Christmas.
Now, as you can see here, here's the record for some of these guys on all these maps. Nobody with below 50% wins on any map. So it looks like nobody really has a weak map here.
That's right. But those last two, as we see 50% against 100%, definitely maps that MMA is very comfortable on. The first map, pretty overwhelmingly in the favor of DRG, Crossfire.
If you notice, if it does get to the last two games, I mean, MMA did not lose a single game on either of those two maps there. So it's going to be very, very important for DRG.
Those are nice TVZ maps.
To do enough damage early on, so that he hopefully won't have to, assuming he wins this, he won't have to face off later on in the tournament on those maps.
We see that they have faced twice in the GSTL, both taking one there. This is such a sick matchup, Tasis. Again, any finals match in the Blizzard Cup would have been absolutely sick.
But to have these two, we really can't ask for a better finals. So, here's the question. Will Don Gregu become the second Zerg legend, the post-Nesty? Or will MMA be the man to earn the 4th consecutive Terran win?
Yeah, maybe the post that Nesty hangs his hat on, Tasteless.
I know, geez. The post that I got nothing. I was going to say the spike puts under his head on, but that's not a post. So, all right. We'll get the ball rolling here
soon. The post he built his fence out of.
So, head-to-head here, we're very close to starting this game. A lot is on the line. This is like the last big bang here of this tournament. I mean, this year, actually.
It's the last, there is up and down next week, but that's something completely different, obviously. This is the last epicness of this year. It's the last time that you're going to hear Tastosis casting this year as well.
That's right.
So guys, get your fill right now. Turn up your headset.
All right, so get ready. Head-to-head here. DRG against MMA in the 2011 Blizzard Cup. Hosted by GoMTV.net. This is the GSL. Looks like the game should be loading very soon here, so we're going to get this going, and it is on. So, on to the game. In the upper right starting location on the map Crossfire, one of the best Zergs in the world, perhaps the best.
MVP DRG.
Don Gregu. And there's a sentry holding Don Gregu's head. Oh, man. Now in the bottom left starting location, mentored by Slayer's Boxer. He's already won 1 GSL. Can he do it again? His ID is...
Slayers MMA.
Slayers MMA.
Such a focused young player.
Yeah.
DRG as well, making a barracks outside of his main base. That's just out of scouting the drone scout area. So just to scare him a little bit.
Now also note, DRG probably a little bit concerned now that he knows he's MVP actually got taken out by MMA. Probably saying to himself, well, he did do a lot of cheese. What is he going to do against me? Is he going to play that kind of solid bamboo style, or is he going to go for more tricky style? Right now, with the barracks being hidden outsider, the Zerg is probably going to panic, especially after seeing that MVP series.
Yeah, and in fact, I bet you he's going to go ahead and get that pool relatively soon here. Does make 2 drones, 3 drones now after the hatch. He's not scared even a little bit. Finds that barracks, an important part. And he also did see, of course, the gas. So he is going to be getting ready for whatever he thinks is going to come out, whether it is reactored Hellions, which it probably is, or possibly even a Reaver. But probably Hellions, because that's what people do in the GSL.
Yeah, that's the most common build nowadays. Now remember, guys, it's easy for the Zerg to get the 3rd base. A little bit harder for the Terran to get the 3rd base. But every base after that for the Zerg becomes a little bit more difficult because he just isn't really able to expand without being right next to the Terran.
Well, a couple drones being sent down there. We do see it is a reactored Hellion opening. Of course, this build is just so popular, and it's a great build for this map. As you see, that natural's very wide open. The ramp is kind of in the front of it. So you're definitely going to need, as a Zerg player, to make a couple spine crawlers, have some speedlings, have some queens. It's just a general annoyance. It's going to be very hard to actually spread any creep, and thus also very hard to take any 3rd base really quickly. So a perfect decision in openings by both players so far. Very textbook.
Looks like DRG is going to get the bare minimum amount of Zerglings because he wants to maximize his drone count as much as possible. 4 is generally enough to deal with almost anything. Now, when the Hellions come out, he'll probably have to get a few more. He'll probably have to get a spine crawler. Actually, I know he'll have to get a spine crawler. And that may also end up delaying the creep if the Hellions park outside there.
Yep. Well, Hellions on the way. Probably end up making 4. We do sometimes see more, especially if he has some funny timing planned. Of course, on this map, this is actually a map that has produced more epic Terran vs. Zerg games than most any other maps. We have so many interesting games here. Even though you look at the architecture, you're like, this is a hard map for Zerg. But having a...
I actually thought that... is that just our monitor, or is that actually going on? Is that actually reality? Oh my God. All right, I don't know what caused that hiccup there.
That's
all right. Anyways, so
we're going to turn off the downloads. All right, now. Hellions starting to do a little bit of harassment. Haven't really killed anything yet. Good defense so far by DRG. Have a starport going right away.
And I love this build here because going mass Hellion like this, then switching into the starport.
Yeah, and
getting the Banshee.
Definitely. If he does go ahead and make any roaches, that Banshee obviously going to be very effective against the roaches. And if you can damage the queens at all with the Hellions, you know, a lot of times they micro back and forth, take some hits on the queen because Hellions don't really kill queens. But then a Banshee coming in against some damaged queens, absolutely, you can do a lot of damage with that. So a very cool build so far. And don't forget, he also made a Marauder. And that's something that you can really use. Deal some additional damage, and here he goes. Going to use that Marauder quite a bit. And look, damaging the queen. Notice how he's targeting down that queen. DRG may or may not know why he's doing that.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough one to tell. It's a pretty hard situation to read, unlike some of these other situations that we've seen here. Saying, wait a minute, is he trying to do too much damage to my queen because he's going to set a Banshee in later?
Yeah. And MMA right now also getting another command center. So he is going tech and harassment and economy all at once. It's well done because he's going to be pretty safe, but we do have roaches on the way now.
And note he's stockpiling the Banshees. He's not sending them out all at once. He wants to have enough so that there's this element of surprise as he comes in.
It's going to be 12 roaches tasteless, as well as a Baneling Nest. Looks like DRG going to go for a very strong aggression. It's almost all in. He definitely has to get a lot of damage done with it. The Banshee going to do a great job hitting roaches, but against that many roaches, I mean, all they have to do is break down just enough to let the Lings that are running up there so quickly in to get the Banelings in. This is going to be absolutely hard for MMA to stop.
And the truth of the matter is, with MMA getting that third command center, he may not be prepared.
Hellions going home right now, but they should be trying to harass these Zerglings. And in fact, he's just going to go up that ramp, and that's the right choice, man. Notice this building wall. Why is he continuing to make the building wall?
I don't know.
Well, it's because he wants to slow this down. He needs to just slow this down. That's all he needs to do. The Banshee's doing a great job right now, but again, there are so many roaches right here running up.
And the wall isn't up.
Oh my God. And he's staying on top of that depot quite a bit so far. A lot of Banelings coming up.
Banelings going over the depot. Now going inside into the main. Roaches now destroying so many Marines. It's not clear if MMA is going to take too much damage from this. The Banshees are helpful, but there are so many roaches and so many SCVs now being destroyed.
Yeah, those SCVs just not doing anything against the roaches, just holding them still kind of. And in fact, dropping more and more mules. In goes DRG, trying to target whatever he can with his units, and behind this, making 10 drones, so he wants to get way ahead here.
All right, so what he wants to do is not end the game, but cripple the Terran enough that once the Zerg goes back into standard play, he's going to be 2 behind.
Oh boy, he killed 22 SCVs with that. As you can see in the supply, hugely in the favor of DRG, 38 to 60.
Interesting decision here to get the double evolution chamber. I would have expected something else, you know.
You know, he is so strongly ahead right now, economically speaking, but he's got to be careful. You saw, you know, there's some Banshees out there. He has to still play carefully. He can't take a third base right now because the 3 Banshees will absolutely destroy it. So I kind of like going for a lot of upgrades. Cloak on the Banshees. And nice transfusion there.
No, he can actually just get the Spire. And he will.
Bad news right now for DRG. These cloaked Banshees making the comeback possible right now. So many spores going down all over the place. And in fact, he's going after spores.
The thing is, Banshees do damage so quickly that I don't even actually know if these spores are going to be of much use. Not to mention, he can actually just maneuver to different locations, even if the spores do get up.
Well, these Banshees going to go in the main base right now, and all they have to do is kill off a few of these spores before they hatch, and they can do things like target drones, target expansions, and whatnot. Nice cloak there, pulling it away from that queen before it dies. And
there goes a spore crawler over here to the left, but he gets the queen. Now getting more drones. Don't forget, he could even target down a hatchery, theoretically. Talk about turning this game around with so many workers being killed here now for DRG, despite him knowing that this was coming.
The cloak completely catching him off guard, though. This is very bad for DRG. As we see, his supply has now plummeted. After getting way ahead, he had no detection ready for these Banshees, and they've already killed 4 Queens. The 5th one coming very close to dying.
And he's sending Marines now as well.
Oh, God.
Marines with combat shields moving out. Note he backs up over here. He may want to just have the Banshees target down the Spine Crawler. With the Spine Crawler gone, the Marines can then get inside the front.
Oh, this is so bad for DRG. Just a Spine Crawler sitting there, and they will take it down oh so easily. That is a lot of Marines, losing only 2 of their number. And what is DRG to do now? Pretty much nothing.
I think this actually may be the end. GG!
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Epic comeback. Researching that cloak upgrade was just so clutch, so intelligent of MMA, keeping his cool. After losing 22 SCVs, he comes back, and on the back of 3 cloaked Banshees, completely dismantles DRG.
I am really impressed with that. I mean, when you consider how much damage DRG dealt for the first game in a best of 7 to have the game end like that, that is a terrible feeling.
It is. And
you
as
can
we
actually
see, he does not feel good about that.
He is very upset.
Here's the thing: when you kill 22 SCVs with that Roach Bane Ling attack, and you're making 10 drones behind, and you already have a good 4 Queens. Let me tell you how you feel, Zerg. You feel like you've already won the game.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so I guess that this game is mine. Excellent. I just destroyed him with my strategy choice. But then MMA comes back. That's a terrible, gut-wrenching feeling. Did not have those spores, and that's something that he could have easily added in. He just didn't happen to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. This certainly looked bad for DRG. Now, it's not that he lost, it's how he lost, and the fact that he has to keep in like that perfect mindset throughout this entire thing. You know, that's
absolutely,
that's pretty tough. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of strategy to expect from DRG in the next game, because that was not exactly an all-in. It could be if he kept doing it, but then he said, no, you know, I've done enough damage to just play a safe game.
Oh, it was great decision-making. If he had just gone ahead, gotten an evolution chamber as he was droning up during the attack, and made a couple spores just for vision, he had enough Queens to hold the Banshees off long enough to get more anti-Banshee.
Yeah.
Not to kill him, but to hold him off.
To deflect it properly.
I mean, just instantly losing all the Queens and then losing a bunch of spores that he's trying to make. I mean, that was the end of the story. So that was like a small mistake by DRG that resulted in a loss for a game that he really feels he should have won.
Great games. I think we're going to be going on game number 2 pretty soon. You might want to take off that thing. What are these things they make us put around our waist? The giant blindfold or my girdle or whatever it is. That thing was killing me during that cast.
Oh, really?
It was so good to have that thing up. It's so hot in here. There's so many lights on us.
There are a lot of lights.
Guys, if you're at a Barcraft, get another beer. Get on Twitter. Tweet this.
Take a shot every time Tasteless takes a piece of clothing off.
That's right. Until eventually it's just me and my Chippendales bow tie on. But get out and get on Twitter. Seriously, hashtag GSL.
Last time you did it,
you guys kicked ass last time you did it. It was amazing. Do it again for us. I want this on Twitter. I want this going worldwide. If you don't have a Twitter account, please make it. If there's one thing you could do for us, Artosis and myself, please do that and add us on Twitter. Call me Tasteless. He's Artosis. Now, I am assuming right now that the coach has been talking to DRG.
Of course, you gotta look for his mindset. That's what's important here. His mindset has to remain pure. You know, it's hard. As I was saying, DRG needs to win the first couple maps, and losing that first one after an advantage, with DRG already knowing that is one of the very crucial maps in this set. That's terrible, man. You can see in his face even. He looks a little downtrodden.
Very rarely do I want to analyze a player's facial expressions, but he looks totally different from when he was going into this first game. So, Tal'Darim Altar is next. It's a great TBZ map. I'm so excited to see what they have in store for us. It's going to be sick, man. I cannot believe how good MMA was to actually recover from that. Now, here's a question for you, Artosis, as an analyst. Do you feel that it is that was more MMA's genius or DRG's mistake? It was without any doubt DRG's mistake, but it takes a genius like MVP to keep his cool to pull off that comeback. All right. Well, looks like we're going to be going into game number 2. DRG Azurk against MMA at Terran. Who will win in the final big bang here of Esports this year? The Blizzard 2011 World Cup, or Cup, excuse me, I don't like Blizzard Cup. The Blizzard Cup. I'm not Cup. The Blizzard Cup. I'm not good at this, guys.
That's all right.
We have...
Tasteless only drinks out of goblets.
I do. I'm sorry, guys. We, at the bottom left, our Zerg player down one game. He needs to come back. His ID is...
MVP to mid.
He's looking, once again, very focused now. I think he's probably put some of that stress behind him. And that is... I don't have the time. I can't figure it out. In the bottom right, we have our Terran player. Already winning 1 GSL. Can he do it again?
Players, MMA.
Can he? Oh, I think so, Tasteless. He's definitely a player that's going to, retire one day with more than 1 GSL trophy.
Yeah, MMA is not going anywhere. Now, MMA, remember, he is, against MVP, out just picking builds that are actually better suited to take on MMA than MVP was when he was trying to take on MMA. So I barely got that sentence out. Basically, he was picking great builds against the player who's the best at doing that in the world. Is he going to do it again this time with DRG? DRG's already down one game. MMA has to, probably be grinning inside, saying, "Oh, I think I've got this. You already bungled one game."
Well, I seriously, I think you're right with that last part. He's got to feel confident because even though he's very good at picking his builds and out-strategizing his opponent, that definitely wasn't the case in the last game. That was last game. It was all about DRG not having a Spore up, and it cost him dearly. So, well, we will see, man. Oh, the drone sneaks in. Not a huge deal. He's going to count the gas, though.
And
we're going to wait for...
it'll probably come back to normal in a second here.
So
that really happens with the internet. Is a little weird sometimes.
Yeah. He saw the command center first. Now, all he wants to do is keep his drone alive for a bit and check the timing of everything. Command center and then seeing 1 gas immediately before barracks, that's a pretty big giveaway on what's going on. That definitely looks like it wants to be a reactored Hellion opening after the fast command center. Yeah. So DRG can go ahead and get ready for that right away.
You know what he could do? He could, discard that build and then just go into double Banshee.
Oh, God.
He actually could do that.
He could do all sorts of things like that.
There's other options there
It's
as well.
a lot of tricky stuff. But you got to remember, in a finals... There's a fine line when you switch your builds. You have to just stay calm. It's a battle of who makes the fewest mistakes, not who plays better a lot of the time. And I know that sounds like it's the same, but it's not. It's not always the best player. It's a player that is not going to screw up. He's not going to fold under the pressure. So switching his build into something like that, unless he had already planned that, like doing it on the fly, most of the time is actually the wrong choice for a player on the stage working for this much money, for this much fame, for this much recognition.
All right, so right now Terran with a little bit of map control. That will change, though, when the links come out here. And he looks like you're right, Artosis. He is going to go ahead and go for reactored Hellions.
Yeah. And, obviously it's a great opener. He can slow down any creep spread. He can slow down a third base. Where are you going to take a third base quickly against reactored Hellions? You're simply not. You can't kill the rocks because his Hellions are out there. You can't even get a drone out, but if you could, where would it go? Hide somewhere on the map? If Terran scouts it, the thing is dead. So it's, again, a great opening by MMA. More economical than the last game, but the map, is a map that definitely you can get away with this on.
As we can see here, the SCV continuing to scout around now. DRG, so far, economically, he looks fine. This is very common for DRG to have 1 drone on the gas at this point in time in the game.
Yeah.
That is his style.
Definitely. We do see it now. It's time to take this expansion. Speed almost done. A ton of drones on the way. Multiple barracks going up. Just completely standard by both players, which it's nice to see, man. You get to this finals and you want to see the best games possible, and these two have some of the best standard TVZ and ZBT in the whole world, if not the best.
If you're guys at home, if you are trying to study a player, whether you're a Zerg or a Terran, these are 2 guys where if you copy their builds, you're going to be safe.
Yes.
You will improve, you will win games if you could just get the build order down to a T. And look at that evolution chamber placement. That is so smart.
Yep.
Oh my
is.
God, no way. He's going to slip him there to the upper right and try to hit workers that way.
Look at that, canceling the creep tumor as soon as the Hellion goes over there. DRG on top of things, does not want to lose his creep tumors right now. Each one of them represents 25 energy from a queen, something he cannot waste against a player the caliber of MMA. So we still have some Hellions popping out, so Starport on the way as well as Stim. Still very standard by MMA. DRG on the other hand getting a Baneling Nest. A little bit defensive there as well as melee attack, and of course that macro hatchet we've seen building for quite some time.
Doing a really good job here, just staying on the creep. Actually scans and takes out that creep tumor. Nice, and he's even going to get this one as well. And the tree's on fire.
He has to be careful. It looks like that creep tumor is going to go too.
You can't leave the Christmas lights plugged in all like that, you know? It's not good.
Well, he didn't quite get that creep tumor yet, but that one might go down as well. Very annoying for DRG. Knowing creep spread is something that could end up winning him the game later on. And down goes another creep tumor. And look at that, he lifts up the spine crawler, but that would have been too dangerous. DRG actually had a death trap for Hellions in there. He had two queens to flank. Zerglings hold him still, and the second spine crawler about to pop.
Now, the medevac's about to come out now, and then he will lift the starport up, land that at the reactor, and have reactor. No, he's not. I am sorry. That's actually a little bit surprising. He's going to move the barracks there. That's interesting. I think he might be gearing up for a very specific timing push in that case.
I think you're actually exactly right, Tasteless. And it could be a good call, because when you keep a Zerg on 2 base, they try to drone a lot and tech up real quick. Now, if with the 3 hatcheries, DRG definitely has the possibility of making some extra links, some extra Banes, and if he does so, MMA not going to do a lot of damage then.
Now he sees right that it's DRG's clearly going to want to take that 3rd base. Looks like he wants to drop here about the time that this drop is deflected. He can then send that back home and start this push, because I think it's going to happen when combat shields finish. He's probably going to leave when siege mode finishes.
I'd be very right on that, Tasteless. We will see +1 on the way. Baneling speed, and in fact, he's going now. He's getting ready. And the Spire is not yet halfway done. But in this situation, Baneling speed much more important than the Spire. All you have to do is erase this army. You know, 4 or 5 meters, they aren't going to do anything. But 20 Banelings, yeah, they can definitely help out.
Okay, here comes the siege tanks. They're going to be sieged up. He may make some bunkers over here. He may actually want to end the game with this push specifically. Note how he's spreading out the siege tanks and the bunkers so that way it's pretty difficult to actually have one Baneling hit everything.
Few Marines on the high ground, a lot for vision, a lot for harassment. Baneling speed, not quite done, but almost. Those bunkers going to be so useful when the Lings and Banelings do come in. More and more Lings are on the way. Baneling speed is about to finish, and as soon as it finishes, expect for DRG to start moving forward.
The bunkers are going to finish at the exact same time. He will be able to get inside of there.
Baneling speed is done, and he's going for it. A Zergling flank as well, targeting down siege tanks with Zerglings. The Banelings rolling past. They want to hit these Marines. Beautiful micro right there by MMA, but DRG cracking the contain, getting rid of the bunkers and the siege tanks, the 2 most important parts.
And now he's going to go over the spine crawler scanning and see that, in fact, the Banelings are on the way here. They're not yet finished. He goes to the evolution chamber, gets it, and then backs up.
MMA continuing to do loads of damage. The Spire is done. No mutas on the way yet. Just a lot of Zerglings. Now, will we see a small counterattack? You know, he has taken into consideration how many siege tanks will be done. Oh my God! A huge siege tank loss is exactly what we're watching right here. This is going to leave him with perhaps 1 siege tank at home, which makes any Baneling Zergling counterattack 1,000 times more powerful. So MMA, he's going to have to get home, get behind his wall, and for now, map dominance does go to DRG.
Yeah, DRG, that's one thing going in his favor. He is getting the 3rd base up. I do love MMA taking the hidden base. In the center right, it's a really smart move. There's a very low chance DRG is going to check there, considering he is way behind right now at 104 supply to 113, and losing that evolution chamber, so he's going to be behind the upgrade war as well.
Indeed he is, but a lot of mutas now popping out. Looks like he wants to start doing a bit of harassment, but you know, he did not hit right away, which is fine. It looks like DRG just very confident if he gets into a little bit of a longer game, which is exactly what we're in now. Similar supplies, and we'll have to see what kind of harassment can he get done with the speed. A good turret placement there, but delaying the second.
All right, looks like the mutas are going to come back. Now, remember what Artosis talked about. There's a real art to the way you send the mutalisks to what location, where, what you hit, when you pull out. And, you know, if you can pull some of that off, he might catch up here. But at the moment, DRG has not managed to do basically any damage with mutas.
Well, taking out a few Hellions, getting rid of those watchtowers. He does have a good little group of Zerglings around here. MMA stimming and running home, knowing that his medevacs and Marines' lives would be forfeit against that mobile army of DRG.
I'm curious to see if he's going to make a planetary or an orbital over here in the center right hidden base location. And a planetary.
Yeah. Good choice. Of course, you don't really have any units up there. You have to stop that Zergling harassment. But great turrets so far. Look at this DRG having a hard time of things. But going right after the turrets, and he's going to take both of them out in a matter of seconds. Stim of the Marines. He baits out that stim and gets out of there. Very good harassment thus far.
Uh-oh, is he going to... No, he turns down at the last second. And remember, MMA has to be very careful. He's moving around on the map with the small groups of units that could just become overwhelmed.
Now, very interesting. DRG is starting to pump out a lot of Zerglings and Banelings, so he may be going for a little 3-base timing here to try to bust up some of the army of his opponent. Of course, his supply is getting pretty high. He's at 155 to 140, but, you know, MMA definitely is not going to attack anytime soon since he snuck that base. Oh, wait a minute. Did he actually? He scouted it.
Sees it.
Oh.
He needs to get the mutas over there first. I would definitely throw up another turret.
Yeah, you got to get a lot of turrets over there. In fact, he might even use some Banelings, but he's got to be really careful with that. In fact, he looks like he is definitely going to use some Banelings.
If he uses the Banelings and destroys it, Terran does have the possibility of counterattacking. That's so many Banelings to just get rid of a planetary.
Yeah, that is certainly true, and looks like he's going to be going for it shortly here, Tasteless. There's a Thor out on the map as well to try to stop these mutas, slow them down a bit, and he's going for it, but MMA knows all about it. His scan did land right on the army, and going for it now. The mutas targeting it down, and Banelings, okay, taking it out, not losing all that much. Some good damage dealt by Zerglings and mutas as well, but here we go.
Nice.
MMA has trapped him. Oh my god, these Banelings going back into siege tank line, and MMA's micro is just too good. Look at these splits. Oh, absolutely crazy. Beautiful.
Oh my god.
What?
I cannot believe how beautifully he controlled that. And there's a drop over here as well, and the queen goes down.
Oh my god, MMA is everywhere. DRG in so much trouble right now. MMA, despite losing that base, moves up, traps the remaining pieces of the army. DRG sent everything over there, so then he lost everything except for his mutas. Beautifully done by MMA. And as you said, Tasteless, he sees that he has a little timing window where he can move out on the map a bit more.
And I'm not sure if he wants to push or not yet, but he's got to be careful because a similar situation can happen once again MMA if he loses his army, where he's just going to get so behind. And then DRG's going to have map control again.
DRG right now wants to set up a big flank if at all possible. If he can kill that army that is out in the middle of the map, he's going to be in such a great spot. But look at this, the counterattack not going to work with the defos there. Very well done. But this command center's life is going to be over shortly, Tasteless, if he does target that. But look at this, MMA stimming now, running in with his entire army. DRG can get out of there. That was a huge stim.
Yeah, that was actually maybe over stim there. But look, I mean, he's going to be 3-base for 3-base right now. It is 164 supply to 148 now for MMA.
Well, resetting up that expansion now, keeping those upgrades going. +3 attack on the way, whereas +2 melee and +1 muta armor on the way for DRG. So MMA definitely dominating in upgrades so far, but his 3rd base just now starting. We are going to really need to see an additional base out of DRG pretty quickly here.
All right, so he's going to send the medevac down here. He wants to get the mutalisks out of position here. Oh, I think we had a brief engagement there. And going to get at least 1 muta. 2.
Is he really? Oh, okay, there you go. I was like, what is this? But this looks good, and oh my god, the Banelings coming in. Does not want to use those yet, though. Targeting down mutas. Beautiful micro there by MMA. Taking out as many mutas as possible, ignoring the Zerglings, knowing that they are worthless.
All right, the hatchery is on the way now. This is
very well
heating up Artosis.
Yeah, and it looks like he is going to find that dropship. Small victory there for DRG. He is up in supply, as we see. And it looks like we still don't have a hive on the way, but the infestation pit is out. So whether he wants to use that for infestors, the hive starts just as I say that. And look at this. Nice harassment going in the back. He figures MMA is not going to be looking as hard for this. In fact, he may want to go after these Marines. He's got to be careful. They have great upgrades. More and more Marines do come down. As long as he has overwhelming mutas, he can come in. But as the medevac and more Marines come from the other side, a very smart withdrawal by DRG's mutas.
All right, he's moving out now with the siege tanks, the Marines, the Thors. But he's probably going to send a little bit more than that to make this work.
Well, a bunch of upgrades about to finish for DRG right now. The +2 melee and +1 mutalist armor. Definitely going to help out quite a bit. His hive about half done. He needs to buy more time. He's not ready. Oh no!
Wow.
Oh, a sick hit on those clump mutas with the splash damage of the Thor. And this drop, he's way out of position to try to deal with the drop that's coming from MMA right now into his main.
Yeah, MMA can do a lot of damage here.
Checking for any possible expansions over in this area.
Both players at about even supply here.
Oh, look at
this. And here comes the drop now.
I don't know if we have any Zerglings anywhere nearby. And if he can target down some important tech trucks, that could be huge. Going now after missile turrets. Very well done harassment by both players.
Nice control here. Picks up and moves out yet again.
You know, a few mutas do pop out, but you know, a really smart harassment there by MMA, knowing where most of the mutas were and harassing somewhere very far away with his medevac.
Yeah, great move there. The muta's now flying back, but he's got to be careful. There are two Thors there. Stimming, hitting the hatchery. Can he get the hatchery in time? The Zerg turns around when he realizes it's a potential trap.
Such a smart move by MMA. He was all set up to possibly kill off the army if it tried to come and try to help this base. So that base will in fact go down. It looks like DRG has decided he cannot live without that base. He's down in supply. And
he needs to shut the door.
Oh, sick timing to close that up. Does he have enough in here?
He needs to run with those SCVs.
Banelings!
He's coming in.
And the siege tank, beautiful micro by MMA.
Oh my God, he shot down every Baneling before he could do the damage necessary.
Oh God, DRG with almost nothing left. Erasing little pieces of army down here, but his supply has plummeted. It's at 116 against the 144 of MMA. MMA gonna go up to 4 bases while DRG stuck on 3.
And this is a bad situation to be in right when you're trying to switch to Broodlords. You want to have a very solid army.
You really need that 4 bases, man. You can 3 bases is not enough gas to truly support a hive tech army, and DRG knows that. He knows he's in trouble. In fact, he spent a lot of gas on those infestors. He's going to really have to make those worth their money if he wants to come back in this game.
All right, another big question is, will MMA's base in the center right become up and running? And will it have enough defense there? You can see another drone sent out here to expand, but MMA is seemingly everywhere.
Indeed, but DRG's mutos are everywhere as well. How can two things occupy the same space? Only a scientist would know. But he's going to take down this man center and no 4th base. In fact, wait a minute. Marines coming up here.
Oh my God, at the last second, actually.
And he's still going to get it, yeah. Is he?
No.
Oh, wait, no, I guess he's not.
He knows he's low enough on a ground army that if he lost those mutas, the game would end.
By the way, that's why Leenock goes double spires, so that they can't just send a few Marines to save a base like that. Anyway, so here we go. He's got these. Oh, doesn't want to use Banelings on those. That would be a waste. MMA still has a bunch of units in the middle that aren't really protected all that well. This would be a great timing for DRG to go remove that army if he could figure it out. Look, see, that's a very small army. He could clean this up so easy as it runs away out of siege mode. But, you know, he doesn't have map hacks. He doesn't actually see everything.
Yeah, he can't see what we can see. Now, the siege tanks, the Marines, the Thors moving out. That's a lot of Thors that can tank a lot.
Well, he's got a few Broodlords here to try to make all those siege tanks unsiege. If they do, in fact, unsiege, the combination of Banelings and the infestors can clean up everything. So we will see. This is nice timing on the Broodlords. And here we go.
He's going for it.
Very nice circling attack here, trying to take out as many siege tanks as possible. He's got to control those Banelings just right. Goodbye, siege tank.
All right, he needs to run. The Broodlords are getting closer and closer and closer.
And he needs just the right engagement here. This is a scary force to engage. He has no Vikings, no Ghosts. He is making some Vikings though. Oh man, he's he's got him on the run, Tasteless. He's going to try to drop those on the Banelings, perhaps.
Oh, that's so smart.
Drove them
shit.
behind. Trying to target everything down. And he targets down a lot of the Infestors, and in fact, everything goes wrong. Banelings into Thors.
Oh my God.
The Siege Tank drop, taking out Infestors left and right.
I can't even believe he thought to do that Siege Tank drop back there to hit the Infestors.
Holy crap, what am I seeing? Marines now starting to clean up absolutely everything with their 3-3 upgrades. And
Oh
DRG.
my God, that may be GG.
Oh my God, GG. Absolute insanity with that final
What
move.
was that?
I got the
Sick
sickest
final
nerve
move.
chills.
I can't believe it. He actually picked up the Siege Tanks. At first we thought he might drop them on the Banelings because they take Banelings aren't that good against him. Then he actually used them to snipe the Infestors.
Seriously, yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
think his original thought was, in fact, to drop on the Banelings. Then he realized, wait a minute, these Infestors are way behind. He's not doing anything about these dropships. I'm going to go for it. And it works so well. He sniped some Infestors. He got a flank going on the army that should never happen. You can't just stem out with Marines against Infestors. So he had the Siege Tanks there to make it uncomfortable. Everything fell apart. And while that happened, DRG was like looking both places trying to figure it out. And most of the Banelings hit the Thors and then went into Planetary Fortress range. Everything fell apart. DRG, even in a terrible position, got into a great position, and then MMA way outthought him in the battle.
He actually looked at that situation perfectly and then executed something that is so hard to do. That is so hard to do. With all this other stuff going on when you're still macroing, to make a decision like that, that is going to be, for me at least, one of the most memorable moments I've ever seen in a battle in StarCraft II. It wasn't just, oh, cool, a nuke landed on a bunch of units, oh, wow, a bunch of Banelings got Psystorm. No, that was actually so perfect. Had he not done that, DRG may have at least gotten the fourth base, or destroyed MMA's fourth base. The game would have gone on. MMA might have lost. Now, DRG losing 2 games in a row, and we said if one of these guys gets too far behind at the start, I don't see him winning right now. I don't know if MMA can be stopped.
I don't know.
We're going to go on a 5-minute break. We'll be right back. Tweet or hashtag GSL on Twitter. See you soon. Spend money each month. It's the Christmas season. Maybe you got a friend who does not know about the GSL or is like, oh, I don't know if I want to pay. You could buy them a year-long pass. They're going to love it. They're going to love you for it. And yeah, I think it's absolutely worth doing it.
It is, man.
Don't forget about that. You do not have to buy each season separately. If you get it all at once, you're going to save money.
And if you get it before the 31st of December, then it's cheaper as well. They're all going to rise the price after that.
So don't sit around waiting going, I don't know if I want one or not. Just get out there, get that ticket. It's a great deal. Now, going on into this game, I do not know if DRG can win this right now. This is not looking good, Artosis.
Dude, those 2 maps were really, really important. DRG had a good win rate, especially on that first map compared to MMA. He actually, and here's the thing, he got ahead in game number 1 greatly. He saw Banshees. He did not get any anti-cloak. He just got anti-Banshee.
Yeah.
Mistake. You just have to blindly do it. You have to be like, all right, well, I'll just make some spores. I'm so far ahead. Does a couple drones matter? Does 2 drones matter when you just kill 22 SCVs? No.
No.
But he made that mistake, so that was rattling. Then in the next game, even though he got behind, he had this sick unit composition at the end and definitely had the potential to kill off the entire army of MMA. And MMA did that sick tank drop, and DRG fell completely apart at that exact moment. Banelings hitting Thors, got no good fungals off whatsoever. Lost a bunch of Infestors just to siege tanks that dropped, that flew past his mutas and stuff. It was pretty brutal. So after those 2 losses and DRG knowing he needs those 2 games, especially those were like the 2 most important games in the whole tournament for him.
Yeah,
it's hard for him to come back from that.
Even if he starts to come back, the last 2 maps MMA has not lost a game on. This is going to be tough.
If he comes back right now, if he comes back after what's gone on here, this is going to be like GG Play Iris from StarCraft 1 all over again, where Iris is up 2 games looking invincible, and GG plays like, no! And he just starts trying so hard that he wins.
It's actually,
like,
we
that's
could have
what
that moment.
He has to do.
But if that happens, that'll be insane. That'll be history in the making. At the same time, though, again, I've never seen a Terran player look so untouchable, so unstoppable. Our third map is going to be the map Belshire Beach.
You know what? This is like watching. It's like MMA is enforcing his will to win upon DRG. He's actually, even in games, he's getting behind his stuff, and he is just pulling out every single stop. There's no brakes on this crazy train. He's just going for it.
Yeah.
And it's impressive to see. That is
just
a
blown
champion
away.
spirit right there.
And let's face it, if MMA does get behind it all in game number 3, I don't think DRG is going to overcome it.
You know what? It's champion skill DRG against champion spirit MMA, and the spirit is winning out tonight.
Wow, well said. That's a really good way to put it. All right, so get ready. DRG against MMA. Zerg against Terran. The final big bang here for esports this year. We're about to see if DRG can come back, or if MMA is going to close this out with a very dominant ending. I'm Taste, with me is Artosis. We're the Tuxedo Archon right now, and this is the GSL and GomTV.net. All right, in the upper left, our Zerg player, can he come back?
MVP 동맹.
And his fans are really trying to cheer for him now. I've never seen such a rattling Terran as the one he's playing against right now. People from New Zealand. I actually, in between our break, actually met somebody that was here from South Africa, actually. Pretty awesome.
Really? That's
Over here,
awesome.
in the bottom right, mentored by Slayer's Boxer. I've never seen anything quite like it, or quite like him. His ID is...
Slayers MMA.
MMA.
All right, so Gas first build by MMA.
Oh, he's going to hide the barracks as well.
Now, Gas first, of course, you can just get a really quick factory 4-reactor Hellion off of it if that's what you want to do. With this placement of the barracks, I'm not completely convinced that that's what he's going for, but it definitely still could be. In fact, he might even be going for a Reaper opening.
Oh.
But we will see.
He found it.
And that's
this
annoying.
Is not good.
That's
and
annoying.
He's going to
for
get
MMA.
another SCV over there ASAP.
Yeah, in fact, sending 2. One to fight it off, the other to make sure that it finishes. There you go. 2-on-1 against that drone. Drone says, hey, that's not fair, and gets out of there.
Now, you know, with the drone causing those 2 SCVs to come off of the minerals, it's a situation where, you know, MMA's build is not going to be quite as tight. He's losing money because those drones are, I mean, those SCVs, excuse me, are not mining.
Wow. Making the factory right out there. Okay. So
now, will the drone go back and check? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't think he will, because the odds of a Terran actually making the factory there, that's like actually a dangerous place to make a factory.
You know, it's a bit of a gamble, but then again, when you're that far ahead and you have, you know, you're allowed to make some risks, why not do it now?
Yeah. You know, if he doesn't keep perfect timing on exactly how far along that barracks was, he might even think a Marine's about to pop out. So that was actually a really smart move to make that there by MMA. I'm actually so completely impressed with him actually making the factory out there. This is, what a game, Tasis. What a series. The Blizzard Cup has been one of my favorite tournaments of the year so far.
This is a tournament that I will never forget.
Yes.
What a great way to end an amazing year for esports, for StarCraft II. Well, now, he's getting the Tech Lab 2 with that. You think we're going to see a similar build to what we saw in game number 1?
You know, it's a good question. I don't think so. I really don't. I think he's going to go a little bit more standard here. I mean, occasionally we do see things like Marauder, Hellion pressure and whatnot, but this is a map that a lot of Terrans do like against Zerg. It's a map that a lot of Zergs don't feel all that comfortable on against Terran. I mean, I believe it's, in fact, Leenock who has publicly said that he doesn't really feel that comfortable on this map. So we do have Stim and a Marauder on the way. Now, that could mean a Marauder timing's coming, but again, more likely, I think he's just playing pretty safe.
Yeah. Thank you for answering my question, Artosis.
You're welcome.
We have the Hellions coming inside now.
Really good micro there by DRG, trying to keep him out, and this is so annoying.
Very nice.
Those Hellions burning down some Lings already. The Lings just buying time to keep the drones mining, keep the drones alive.
He might be able to get out of here, keeping the Hellions intact, and another Hellion comes in.
Oh boy. He's got some damage on the Hellions, but speed's still not done. Wow, these Hellions are really being worth their weight in gold right now, Tasteless.
Things already not looking good right now for DRG, a player down 2 games.
I think he's actually getting ready for Marauder Hellion timing. These have come back into popularity a lot. They were so popular in the beta, and recently in the metagame of the Korean server, we have seen them more and more and more as people rely on spine crawlers more. And with this, how much damage he's doing, I don't think it would be a terrible choice at all for him to hit that timing. Look at this.
He's just not losing these Hellions.
Oh my God, 2 red, 3 yellow, and an orange in there. And in fact, he might even get the queen. This is absolute insanity.
DRG is starting to fall apart here.
It truly is, and definitely we're going to see a follow-up attack because when you've killed this much, you can just continue to put pressure on.
32 units killed.
Oh my God. This is absolute madness.
Oh my God.
He's got like this critical mass of Hellions at this point where the Zerglings aren't going to do anything. And
yeah, he's at the point where he's just one-shotting drones.
DRG has to feel terrible about this right now, Tasteless.
The MVP coach is going to have to talk to him about after this game because right now I just cannot see him losing this.
Look at this.
Man.
Oh, this run timing.
No.
Perfect, perfect. He's going to just have more Hellions. The hurt ones will go in the back so that they don't tank damage. They just help to deal it.
Right.
And what can DRG even do from here? He's already lost 50 units. SCV's
oh my God, SCV's going to come in here. They're going to repair and probably tank some damage.
Yeah.
And I would say get ready for it. Oh my God, all the SCVs are coming.
Perfect choices by MMA.
SCV Centipede now moving out.
He is peeling DRG apart like a banana. He's getting plenty of potassium today, Tasteless.
Yeah, no kidding. The second spine crawler is on about halfway complete, but does it really matter?
He does have stim on those Marauders. He's going to have to target those Marauders just beautifully. Look at that, targeting down that spine crawler, blocking Zerglings as the Hellions just ravage everything. And this is going to be it, Tasteless.
Expect GG. There it is. Unbelievable.
MMA tearing through DRG that game.
Now, as you guys know, we are trying to get this trending worldwide on Twitter right now. So get out there and hashtag GSL. Do it right now.
Upvote it on Reddit. Get people here watching it.
Spread the word.
And do it quick because this might actually be over after the next game. MMA is up 3-0. Definitely could be a 4-0.
Also, check out the tickets for next year. Buy whatever best for you. But I would highly recommend if you want to save some money and just not have to worry about, am I going to be able to watch GSL this month or next month? Or even if you're worried about what to get your friends for Christmas or family for Christmas, get the year-long ticket, please.
Yeah,
it's worth it. It's actually a great deal that we have on the site. So what is DRG going to need to do? He is going to need to just forget about these 3 games.
Can he do that, though? I mean,
I don't know.
Is there anyone out there capable of doing something like that? Who's the toughest mental player? Could Nada forget about those 3 games and move forward?
I don't know.
I don't think so, man. I think that this is a loss for 99.9% of the biggest badass pro gamers in the world. If DRG wins this series from here, this will go down in history for all time. Yeah,
people will never forget that moment. But at the same time, I don't think anybody's ever going to forget if MMA does a 4-0 because I've never seen a Terran look so scary against a Zerg who was supposed to be this solid.
Oh, I know, man. His fighting spirit, his want for this championship is so high. Could he become another 2-time GSL champion?
You know, what's funny about it is he's almost beating DRG at his own game. He's winning with solid play. He's winning with good decision-making. MMA, when he beat MVP, had the perfect set of builds that he was able, because he was able to predict what MVP was going to do. Now we're seeing another shade of MMA that is completely different. So
he's a deep player, man. Absolutely. Yeah. You can see little flecks of boxer in him. Yeah. With the way that he's clever with his movements, his some of his micromanagement, some of his wonky decision-making that works out. That's boxer in him, all right? He's got a little hint of that, man, but he has his mother's eyes. I mean,
he does.
He has really great macro.
He does. So where is this going to go from here? Again, even if DRG wins this, the last 2 maps are good for MMA. He hasn't lost on those yet. So we're going to have to sit tight and see what happens. But honestly, I have never seen a finals that has been so one-sided while the player that's losing is still playing pretty damn well, with the exception of game number 3, of course.
I know. It's insanity, man. MMA is really transcending here.
He is transcending Gosu. I cannot believe my eyes when I see this. Again, guys, get out there, spread the word, tell more people to tune in. This is the GSL, GomTV.net. We are bringing you the best esports action in the world, hands down. Nothing else quite compares to it. Easily the best players. And again, if you're learning Terran or Zerg, these are 2 good players to copy from.
They absolutely, positively are 2 of the most solid players overall, which is what you want to study if you are an up-and-coming player that wants to become good. You have to study solid play.
By the way, guys, if you're in a barcraft, cheers to you. Go grab another beer. Keep having fun. I know there are barcrafts all over the world. I've had a lot of you guys tweeting at me. It sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I could be there with you guys. But this is just epic.
Yeah.
It's just epic. I'm actually learning so much when I'm watching the way MMA plays. This is like a situation where I've never seen a Terran quite do something like this.
I know it, man. It's something else. And it feels like DRG it's not just MMA winning, it's DRG losing. The first game, as we've been over time and time again, it's like beating a dead horse with a stick at this point. Could have easily made spores and taken that game. Game number 2, he came from behind, had an insane unit composition, and just lost it all in the span of 15 seconds of poor decision-making micro. In that last game, I mean, a very standard opening by MMA, and DRG just completely unready for it. It's not even close to ready for it.
Yeah. Now, we did have to buy a little bit of time here because the MVP coach did want to talk to DRG. I cannot even imagine if I was the coach what I would say. Because even the coach at this point in time is probably watching these games and thinking, oh my God, I don't think DRG is going to win this. But he's got to show him some support. DRG, will he go down in a 4-0 or will this be the beginning of a comeback? We're going to see momentarily. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. Feel free to tweet at us on Twitter. I'm Call Me Tasteless. Artosis. We are the casting Archon here in Seoul, Korea. Casting some of the best games I've seen in a while. DRG against MMA. Seoul, Korea is the mecca for esports. These are the best gamers in the world. And now we're going to see which one is going to move on. Will it be DRG or will it be MMA? Right now it's really looking like MMA, but DRG maybe has something planned out here. We're going to find out soon. So get ready. This is the 2011 Blizzard Cup.
Who's this, Tasteless?
In the bottom left, on the map duel site, can he come back?
MVP 동네
DRG. There's a Banshee there in the upper right. Actually, it says Banshee now that I read the Hangul. In the upper right, our Terran player. Can anybody stop this guy? I don't know. His ID is...
Slayers MMA.
Slayers MMA.
All right. Still have a lot of support out there for both players.
Wishing him good luck in this game. I don't know if he even needs luck at this point in time. I don't even know if he needs
he could just
a monitor at this point in time.
He could Marine Rush for the rest of the series, man. I think he'd be fine. This is going to be a command center first, it looks like.
Yep.
So a pretty greedy build there by MMA, but it will be fine as it's a hatchery first from his opponent. You know, that's something that DRG is going to look at. He's going to say, God. He's looking right now before any hidden barracks with that drone because he's like, oh, wait a minute. 2 SCVs came out. I didn't see any barracks inside.
Yeah.
And Command Center First is not at all common here. So DRG is actually really nervous right now. In fact, we'll probably see a drone's waiting for this SCV. He wants to block any bunkers. So MMA has already completely tricked DRG
He's
here.
been duped.
He has been completely duped, Tasteless. This is such a sad scenario for DRG. He's pretty convinced that there's some sort of rush going on, but
yeah.
In fact, as we know, of course, there is not. Oh,
yeah,
well.
you know what's funny about it is he said he's so beautifully maneuvered the SCVs out of the base that it looked like clearly MMA, no matter what, wanted to get a barracks planted somewhere.
Yeah.
Or a second barracks. So DRG is not going to know what the hell's going on until maybe even a few minutes from now.
All right, so we just have some Zerglings and drones as well as some Queens making for DRG. MMA just going to get his economy rolling. Probably go into not Blue Flame, but Reactored Hellions once again. It's a strong strategy on this map as well.
All right, the SCD now going into the main. This is going to buy more time for the Zerglings to not get over there and do any damage or pressure, which is what DRG needed.
Yeah. And he's going to get over there and see, oh, a Marine, what's this? Oh, a bunker. Oh, crap. I have been completely tricked. That's what he feels like right now. And I mean, that's demoralizing. As we've said, he's already been demoralized in several ways so far in this series. So to have it happening again, to have him have completely misread the situation due to MMA's great planning, DRG at this point, I mean, he might even just be going through the motions, man. We're going to have to see how well he plays this game because it's going to be a hard one for him to really put forth his absolute best.
Yeah, we both have experience as professional gamers, and I can say, in my own experience, when I actually find out that all the information I was given was wrong, you know, I don't find out until minutes later, it is bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It's hurtful, man. Well, MMA just kind of sealing up the front. We do have Spinecrawler and drones on the way for DRG. He's probably going to want a second Spinecrawler when he sees the Hellions coming down. He doesn't want a repeat of what we saw in the last game. A lot of drones for MMA so far, and double Tech Lab. Okay, so very good chance we'll see a huge Marauder Hellion.
Yeah, he's going to do a variation of what he did the first game. But what he's doing is he's just expanding, so there's going to be more of it a little bit later on.
Yeah, it's a command center first instead of a command center afterwards. And instead of one Barracks Marauder sending all your SCVs, he's just going to go 2 Barracks Marauder and have a ton of Hellions. So to stop that on a map this big and wide open in the natural, I mean, he's going to need a lot of creep, he's going to need a lot of units, and a lot of spine crawlers. I mean, you just need kind of a lot of everything, in fact. And
oh, you're kidding me! It actually got inside the main.
Crazy. And
wow.
Drones coming out for the citizen's arrest. Do not catch it though. This perpetrator is all over the place.
Oh my God! You're
geez.
kidding me! Is that Jackie Chan in that Hellion?
Oh my God! I think it is.
Wow. Okay, so nothing is really going right at this point in time here for MMA. For DRG, excuse me.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. DRG, if I'm DRG right now, I don't know what I'd do, man. I probably have tears in my eyes because nothing is going right.
Yeah, nothing is working out.
Dude, concussive shells and stim on the way. 1-1 upgrades for Zerglings on the way for DRG. He does have speed now, but look at that, hiding as many Hellions as possible. That Zergling only saw 3 Hellions. Uh-oh. Now he sees what else is on the way. He's going to have to spend every piece of larva on Zerglings. He's going to have to be so careful with how he micro-resists. We do have a layer on the way, and another Spinecrawler as well, but he actually needs even more than that. Stim plus this many Marauders. Oh my God, this is going to be so difficult to hold. But he does have 3 Queens, which of course is quite helpful. This is to stop any Zerglings from coming out too far to harass.
No, all I can say is that if DRG loses this will be a very scarring experience on his esports career.
Look at that third base going up for MMA in the meantime, and a stim does go down. And will these Spinecrawlers, Zerglings, and Queens be enough? Nice transfuse on that one Spinecrawler.
We have a counterattack.
And oh my God, DRG having some good moves so far. And he gets Zerglings inside. DRG, he is not giving up yet, Tasteless.
He's deflected the rush. SCV's now transferring.
This is a huge moment for DRG. We were questioning, could he come into this game and give his best? And absolutely, the answer is yes.
Marine stimming now. He takes out one tech level. He got the one that's upgrading combat shields. No, he will not.
Well, still, he did some damage. He stopped the rush. A third base is going up for his opponent. No Overlord up there to see it go up, though. And a third base for DRG, but it's going to be slower than his opponent's third base.
Right now, MMA at 91 supply to DRG 75.
Oh, sick. DRG is actually going to go Infesterling this game. He's already getting the +2 carapace. He's getting the Burrow upgrade, and I love this choice right now. This game has been so much missing Marines and whatnot, but now he's going to overcompensate, make a ton of Marines, and definitely no siege tanks yet. This was a great opportunity for this because of so many Hellions being made. With less siege tanks out, the Infestors are going to do a great job of dominating the map. So this is a great choice by DRG while he takes that third. And in fact, as long as he ends up killing off the Hellions quickly, he can take a fourth and then even a fifth.
All right, we have the Zerglings moving out now. Some Banelings over here. Again, no information on that. Nice surround. Things starting to look good here for DRG.
Trying to get out of there. Doesn't want to fight that Marine Marauder army. No medevacs out yet with that army, so that stim was pretty hurtful. 1-1 on the way for MVP, LOL. MMA. As 2-2 is on the way for DRG.
And as you can see, he's just airtight there. Nothing getting in there.
Tasteless, 7 Infestors and a Hive on the way. DRG, after, I mean, are you kidding me? After how badly he lost those games. Totally sick. Absolutely disgusting. And DRG running up, catching as many units as he can. DRG is putting on a show, folks. Look at this, 120 supply to 110. 3 base against 3 base, but the tech that DRG has gone through, the rushes that he has held this game, he is really playing to perfection.
It looks like we may start to see the beginning of a comeback here, but at the same time, they are even on bases. I do not think MMA is going to get hit by another Baneling landmine after that. Once he sees his opponent's game plan, but here come the Infestors. Here come the Zerglings.
This could be deadly. 2-2 barely not done for these Zerglings, but he's decided this is the time, this is the place. And Infested Terrans galore coming up. Beautiful fungal growths. Oh my God, DRG killing off a ton of SCVs right there. More and more Zerglings on the way. The +2 carapace does finish, and now he just wants to get out of there with those Infestors.
You know what? I think that was a mistake there by DRG. It depends, I guess, whether or not he actually catches up to these Infestors, but the Infestors are slow, so...
You know, as long as those Infestors get out and get to recharge their energy, he's going to be pretty happy overall. Killed a good number of SCVs there. Is getting that Adrenal Gland upgrade, a lot more Zerglings, as well as an Ultralisk Cabinet on the way. This is crazy, man. 3-base Ultra for the win. He has no idea about the Hive being done as well. And 3 starts as 2-2 starts for MMA.
This is going to be very interesting. He'll have to switch back into Marauders if he wants to hold off all of those Ultralisks or get Ghosts. But I mean, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, Marauder against Ling Infestor, not the greatest thing, but as you said, that is what he's going to need to do. He does have 2 factories out now, and in fact, he is going double factory Siege Tank, which is going to help out a lot against Infestors, but Siege Tank, Marine Marauder, and he's even making Vikings at this point. None of those going to be all that useful against the tech that we see DRG going for.
All right, a lot of Infestors and Lings coming out here. And note the bottom right expansion is being taken at this point in time.
Good call. He really should be expanding pretty aggressively at this point. Look at this. Oh, sick move by DRG. And look at this, just crushing armies. You think you are right, Tasteless. Look at this, a beautiful drop. Or rather drop defense there by DRG with 2 spine crawlers in position.
Not even paying attention.
Dude, oh my God. Infested Terrans galore. And getting the E-Bays. Oh, killing off the E-Bays is one of the biggest things we've seen all game long. A bunch of Ultras on the way. Chitin is plating in 3-3 for melee. Totally really insane, Tasteless.
This is off the hook right now. The Infested Terrans are going to keep the keep MMA boxed in. This means the expansion in the top center is completely isolated. It's basically marooned from the rest of the Terran army. If you get over there and do some more damage to it, it would be huge. Right now, DRG is bouncing back from 3 games that he lost, and the start of this game where one Hellion just wouldn't die inside of his base.
Yeah. Now look at the supply. DRG crushing MMA right now, 190 against 121. He's defending everything perfectly. He's got great upgrades. His upgrades actually should carry him to this victory, even if he messes up. He's going to have 3-3 and chitinous plating and baneling speed and infestor upgrades and burrow. All right, all those against just 1-1 Marines. He killed those eBays before 2-2 finished. That was such a crucial moment. Oh my God, I just cannot even explain to you guys the way 3-3 is going to carve through the 1-1 Marine Marauder of MMA.
You said it beautifully, Artosis. The truth is that, oh my God, I guess we're going to see exactly what he's talking about.
Decides to back up there.
Cautious there with the planetary fortress.
It's got to be
If you lose all those ultras like that, it's normally when you see players go ultra, they're on 4 or 5 base. He started out on 3, so those ultras are a little bit more valuable.
Yeah, they're pretty valuable. That's well said. Now a ton of banelings on the way. A lot of ultras are there. Baneling Ultra Infester with some Ling backup. This is going to be madness. He's about to just go roll through everything. Watch this. It's going to be carnage.
The ultras are moving out now. I don't even think, actually, DRG really cares if MMA can see what he has.
It doesn't even matter,
DRG also now hitting the maxing point. Let's see if he can keep this third base alive.
God, look at this. Here we go. Even popping up with a few fungals left, and he is just going to destroy everything.
Oh, man. MMA taking so many hits now. He could even go to the main expansion. And that would mean this is the first game in the series that DRG has won. GG! DRG
absolutely eating MMA. Look, making him look like a scrub in that game, Tasteless.
A sigh of relief.
Marauders plus Hellions, it's a great combination. They get that extra damage against the Spine Crawler.
Yeah.
But he had great transfuses. He had a good creep spread. He had great building placement. And I love the way he formed the small choke on dual site. He didn't leave it in the wide area. He went up to the small choke and said, okay, do you want to run all the way around, attack me where these Spine Crawlers aren't? I don't think you do. That'll mess up your timing. So DRG just playing brilliantly there, keeping on top of everything, keeping on top of his upgrades. A perfect decision to go infester that game instead of Muta. If he had gone Muta, that absolutely could have gone the way of MMA as he had that very quick third. But the tech choice. Oh, DRG. Beautiful play. Oh, I'm so thrilled.
I am loving what I'm seeing here so far. By the way, guys, don't forget to buy the tickets. Amazing series. We might be seeing the beginning of a comeback.
We could be, Tasteless. I mean, dual site, that's probably not where DRG planned to win his first game.
No, probably not.
Really, that is a map that Zergs are pretty frustrated with against Terran.
Yeah.
I mean, to say the least. But if he comes back from this, seriously, that'll be like the biggest, craziest comeback ever. It's so insane to even think that could possibly happen, but we counted him out too quickly, apparently.
We did.
He looked like he was falling apart in game number 3. And to come after you've gone 0-3 and win a game like that against a cheese that's like designed for someone who's demoralized to lose to, like literally that's what that build is. He's like, he's demoralized. I'll just Marauder Hellion him. He'll die, whatever. He just won't be quite sharp enough.
He won't be focused enough.
He's so sharp, so focused to stop that, and DRG just played like a god.
He deflected the rush and got inside the main with the Zerglings and killed off all those SCVs. Unbelievable games. Unbelievable. Now, the trick is, can he keep the ball rolling? MMA had a 3-game streak. DRG will have to outdo him with a 4-game streak, or this will go to MMA.
Completely true, Tasteless. Does he have what it takes? Well, I would say that DRG's skill is easily on par with MMA's.
Yeah.
But MMA just like enforced his will in those first few games. But at the same time, DRG, he had the potential to win the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And he lost them. So, I mean, I don't know how this is going to go.
I actually just do not know at this point in time.
I mean,
DRG, that has to feel good after coming back like that to then win the next game like again and just keep the ball rolling. We do have comebacks. It does happen. MMA, I wonder what the Slayers coaches said to him.
He probably said, that all-in didn't work. Okay. Listen, just kill him on this next map. He's like, okay, I'll do that.
All right.
That's probably it.
That's a good point right there. I guess I should just kill him. So we'll see. Again, cheers to all the people at the Barcrafts. I just got tweeted from people in Sydney. Over 400 people at a Barcraft there.
Finish your drinks, guys.
Finish your drinks, guys. All of you right now. Nerds are going to be throwing up before we get beers.
No, some guy just got a new beer. He's like,
oh, man.
Everyone point to him and tell him, you finished that.
Yeah, man. Don't be a pussy. You got to finish that. So also, get on Twitter, #GSL, and check out our year-long subscription that you can get.
Yeah,
Non-stop GSL.
There's a lot of different options in there.
Yeah, pick out the one that's best for you, but definitely get a year-long one. You're going to save money, and that is a good thing.
All right, set 5 is going to be on Daybreak. Now, this map gives us a lot of epic and long TVZs, no doubt about it. Timing pushes are pretty hard for Terran to pull off here. So, DRG is going to be happy about that, but MMA looked pretty stellar in the group stage on this map against Zerg. Oh, man. We will see.
We will see soon. The game should be loading by now. DRG against MMA. Can DRG do what I think most sane people would say is impossible? Can he come back and win 4 games in a row against MMA when MMA is in this kind of condition? When MMA is basically looking like the best Terran in the world right now? We're going to find out here. So get ready for this Zerg versus Terran. DRG against MMA here at GSL's 2011 Blizzard Cup. In the bottom left starting location on the map, Daybreak. Everything's on the line. He has to pull through.
MVP 동맹.
DRG. Looking focused once again. In the opposite side of the map, he only has to win 1 game. Will this be the game that he manages to pull through? His ID?
Slayers MMA.
Slayers MMA.
There he is. The must-win situation for DRG. And hiding the barracks once again, by the way, for MMA. It worked well for him in previous games, so he's going to go ahead and just hide it again.
It's kind of funny to see him doing this build over and over again. You'd think that this is one of those builds he would pull out in one of these 7 potential games.
Well, I think he's labeled it as something that is safe, and it has the potential to scare the Zerg player and make the Zerg player misplay. And that's all he's looking for. You notice DRG already looking for any possible proxy locations, even sending his Overlord in a certain pattern to look for such. And it is going to scare DRG to some extent. He has to wonder, is this the game where he's going to proxy 2 barracks on me?
Well, he's going to get in here and say, uh-oh.
I'm actually sitting here watching the way DRG is sending his Overlords and the way he's already sent the drone, and he's covering every bit of the map. He's going to know in like 1 second there's no barracks near him. In fact, I think he just scouted it.
I think he just saw.
Yeah, his scout pattern here was perfect. He was completely prepared for any proxies on this map. So he's now going to feel confident and know exactly what's going on. It's a fast expand by MMA.
MMA, a lot of different variations of these builds he's been using. Now the question for me is, I feel like DRG could just attack that expansion location if the command center is going to be made there on the low ground, and he'd have to lift it and lose potentially a lot of SCVs.
Yeah. Well, double gas going up. Looks like he's leaving a spot for a reactor there. Definitely looks like we're going to be seeing reactor to Hellions coming out pretty quickly.
Curious to see if we're going to have a Banshee after that, or Marauders, or maybe just a standard build.
Yeah, you know, that something like that Banshee build definitely could happen again. It's a powerful build. And, I mean, DRG ended up killing 22 SCVs that first time with a very interesting all-in-ish type attack. But what are the odds of that happening again here? We have seen an increase, though, in Speedling, Baneling, high economy aggression on this map. So that's definitely a possibility as well.
Yeah, he certainly could go for something like that. We're going to have to see, you know, the times that DRG has been ultra aggressive early on, MMA deflects it. MMA seems to have very clutch micro decision making when somebody throws something at him. I'm also curious to see this point in time, what exactly is MMA's mid-game plan?
Yeah, I think MMA would do good to go ahead and play just a standard game here and just try to outplay DRG.
Yeah.
But we will see about that. As far as DRG goes, though, he's the more interesting player to watch this game because imagine you get to ask DRG, you have to win a ZVT on Daybreak against a really great player. What do you do? Well, he's answering that question for you right now.
That's a good point.
He is answering it for you. We're going to see his absolute best. We're going to see exactly what he thinks he can win with.
Yeah, very good way to put it, Artosis, is whatever he thinks is the best way to get out of this situation with a win no matter what.
Yeah.
He's going to show us.
Well, he's getting a Roach Warren right now, in addition to speed and a Spine Crawler. As we see MMA very standard in his play, adding those additional barracks while going for the reactored Hellions. Good creep spread already by DRG, which is going to help out against those Hellions quite a bit. So these Hellions might be a bit uneventful. He's going to really have to focus on stopping the creep tumors from going any further and trying to delay a third base. But with that Roach Horn coming up, there's definitely the possibility that we are going to see a crazy Roach Baneling attack once again by DRG. Problem is, this is a long map. Oh my god, he's making a Baneling nest. This is something that it did the...
And roaches!
It was very... Oh my god, there it is. 12 roaches, man. This is the same build that he used in game number 1. He's using it again here.
This is really interesting because remember, guys, he did a lot of damage in game number 1 and really knocked MMA off of his feet.
Yeah.
But then he just didn't properly prepare for anything else that could come afterwards.
Now, let's look at the differences between this game and game number 1. For this game, it's a longer map to walk across than is Crossfire, so that's one thing. Another thing, MMA going for a completely different build. He doesn't have the Banshees to hit these with, but he does have more barracks, which means more units overall. But without those Banshees dealing a lot of damage, he might be in a lot of trouble.
Roaches.
He does indeed.
He knows what's up now. I would expect a second bunker to come down here. There
Second
it is.
and a third. And this is going to be pretty difficult to hold. He's going to have to really use those Hellions very well. Yeah, that's very smart of him to do. He's making Marauders and Marines as quickly as possible.
He took out a lot of lings there.
Yeah.
Those are potential banelings.
Yeah, that's 4 less slings now. He needs to whittle it down as much as he possibly can. This is so exciting, Tasteless. 14 banelings on the way. Is that 14 banelings? Oh my god, it is.
All right.
DRG is getting ready. He's got 12 roaches up here. A lot of lings still in production.
He's going to have a nice spread. Here we go. The banelings moving out now.
Oh my god, he's kind of indecisive with these Banes. Good
my
placements,
god.
And is he doing it right? We'll see. Oh! Doesn't kill quite as many SCVs yet, but he's coming once again, and he's killed a lot of SCVs thus far. A great job by DRG, but it looks like his attack may not go on forever, moving these roaches past that bunker. The Hellions doing a great job of intercepting a lot of Zerglings. Now DRG droning up behind, as well as going for a lair. Still microing these roaches the best he possibly can. This time taking a moment to check what tech is in there. DRG's doing a great job, Tasteless.
He's doing a beautiful job here. The question is, did he damage him enough?
That is indeed the question.
There are a lot of SCVs lost, but of course a lot of drones were not made because of that attack.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the fundamental question we have to ask ourselves.
Well, he killed some supply depots with those lings rallying up. It looks like it's 51 supply to 61 supply.
Yeah.
A medevac has been loaded up and sent out. Pretty decent creep spread right now, but he's got to be careful here. The drop, he cannot let the drop do any damage. He's got to have enough units out to actually just completely stop it. And look at that, MMA. His crisis management a little bit off. A few SCVs not mining.
Yeah, he's a little scatterbrained right now. And now we have the Spire on the way.
As well as the third base. Baneling's speed, too. And all he's going to do right now is just deflect harassment from MMA. And he's going to be pretty decently well off.
All right, he's moving around the map now. Nice. Going to take out some Overlords. It's one way to start getting back into this game.
A lot of lings on the way, some Banelings as well. He wants to be careful. He needs enough Banelings to hold off anything, but he needs enough gas to get a lot of mutas when that Spire does finish.
Very nice. Good. Oop, excuse me, he does not get that Overlord.
By the way, MMA is so smart this game. He did add in a single Viking to his build here when he realized, okay, you spent so much gas, your mutas are going to be really late. I can remove a lot of Overlords.
And nice pickup.
Losing only a couple Marines there. Notice the Viking still flying around. He's trying to remove any Overlords from the sides of the map so his drops can be more effective a little bit later on. Just a really smart move to make one of these when you know your opponent's Spire is late.
All right, so we have more Marines and Marauders now moving out here. He basically wants to tear down everything that DRG spent the start of this game setting up.
Well, he's got a lot of lings right now. Mainly speed almost done. +1 melee on the way, as well as some Mutalistic attack. Nice targeting there. Trying to pick off Banelings as he can. Even picking off Zerglings is fine as long as he gets out of there before the mutas. Now we do have 7 mutas on the way. The creep spread has been pushed back time and time again, but still decently done.
All right, so we have the Marines moving out now. Again, just cleaning up the creep.
It's very smart, man. Now he doesn't know that there's a drop possibly on the way. And if that drop comes in as these mutas are popping, with the creep spread that DRG has connecting all his bases, his Zerglings and Banelings are going to be in there very quickly. Baneling speed is done. And if he crushes this drop, this is huge. This is huge. This is a huge moment in this game. The mutas and Banelings are rolling up. The Zerglings as well. Oh my god, this is so big for DRG. This is his chance to get way ahead, and he's going to take it. He's got to micro those mutas just right now. He's got to get that dropship.
If he's going to get that medevac.
He gets it.
Oh my god, MMA now so behind. He might as well wrap those in, Christmas paper wrapping.
He's got the Yuletide spirit tasteless, giving DRG a nice gift of 2 medevacs, 8 Marines, and 5 golden rings.
Unbelievable. Excuse me. This is getting kind of scary here for MMA. Now, MMA is not dead. Also, the Viking goes down. But MMA is behind. Now we have to see if MMA can come back. We know he's done it before.
Spy right now 128 to 102. DRG loving to get supply blocked on that 128 supply, I've noticed. But, you know, DRG is in such a great spot. As we see with MMA, where's his third base at? Has he started a third command center yet? I don't think he has.
I don't think he has, Artosis.
He's starting another factory, so he may possibly, if he hasn't already made that third command center, which I don't think he has, he may just be going for a 2-base all-in time. In fact, he's adding another barracks right now. His 1-1 is about to finish, but DRG, 3 very well mining bases you see here. He's got the Macrach, he's got a lot of queens.
Here it is.
He did, in fact, make that third one.
We just didn't get a shot. We don't have a preview screen of this up.
We don't have a screen that lets us look around. But anyways, he's going to
got our excuses out of the way.
Oh, by the way, this is just a little aside as this game slows down. It goes down to just a little bit of harassment right now. I love the new fangled style on this map of Terrans taking that base as their third.
Yeah, it's good.
They're much better poised to push out. The counterattacks on that base are going to be much harder to hit. As opposed to the third base in the back. So I love that MMA is doing that. That's definitely going to be the future of this map. Every Terran's going to be taking their third base there for those reasons. And oh my god.
He's going to try to stop
He's
him.
going for it.
Does he have enough?
And that is a lot of Zerglings. The Mutas coming up as well. Will the Banelings hit? Beautiful targeting, but no Siege Tanks are left. Few banelings still chasing these. They're going to have to run and split as best they can.
Nice! They get up there. The banelings still getting shot at. And I went all the way back to the entrance of the main base.
And taking out Medivacs at the same time, getting these mutas out of there. DRG, oh my God, 174 supply to 85. DRG crushing MMA so far this game.
I don't know if MMA can even recover from this. MMA, that is such a crippling blow that he received. I don't know if it's something that you just bounce back from.
Yeah. Look at this amount of mutas, man. These mutas can, with this +1 carapace, even take on the 1-1 Marines at this point. Targeting down the orbital. Oh, a ninja move right there.
We might actually see GG here.
You're right, Tasteless. This is just too many mutas.
There's more mutas than there are Marines in this game right now.
This is a sick muta. GG.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God. Stomped MMA. He stomped him, man. And MMA did not do anything all-inish or anything. He played a standard, strong game. And DRG was like, it's not happening. Not today, not here, not now.
And you know what's funny?
Believe the overall skill of DRG.
If you look at the way that MMA is played, he has these very specific attacking moments that either work or they don't work.
Well, he hits the second he maxes.
Timings. Yeah, it's the time. It's not just that his battles, does he win or not, but it's these specific timings. And I think DRG's identified with that. And now what he's doing is he's saying, all right, I'm going to overmake some defense early.
Yeah.
I'm going to deflect what is being thrown at me, and then I'm going to be in the lead. And from there, it's easy for me to make the right decisions to stay ahead.
There were 2 points in that game, exactly, and that's what you were talking about is, first off, the medevac drop. When he actually slaughtered the medevac drop, his mutas were out just in time. He eliminated all those units. That's when DRG said in his head, okay, I'm going to hit a follow-up at my max. And he hit that exactly. He hit like 192 supply and went. You don't wait for that extra round. You go right then because MMA is already down on units. You can't let him secure that third so easily. And he hit that timing perfectly, removed the siege tanks, and that left the Marines so defenseless against Baneling Muta. Just awesome play by DRG. A tiny mistake like losing 2 medevacs, as MMA did, results in a game loss.
Both these guys are punishers. You have one hole in your play, and you're going to lose. They have to have everything going for them. Now, will MMA cheese? Will he do a solid standard game? They really had 2 solid normal games.
Yes.
And neither, one time DRG wins, the other time MMA wins. The cheeses have been much more successful here for MMA. Does he do that again? I don't know. We're going to find out now. This is crazy. We're here in Seoul, Korea. The final big esports event of the year, with DRG up against MMA. Here at GoldenTV.net, this is the GSL 2011. In the upper right, can he make this comeback happen? His ideas. DRG. Is that a race car in the bottom right?
Yes,
I believe it is. In the bottom left on the map, Antigua Shipyard. He needs to win this game. If not, he has one more shot before losing what was a massive lead.
Slayers, MMA.
Now this
MMA.
man right here is starting to get worried.
Yeah, you could see there's a degree of stress going on here. He's saying, oh man, if I lose this, one of the biggest events of the year, the 2011 Blizzard Cup. If I lose this after having a 3-0 advantage, I don't know how I'm going to, you know, live with that.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's not going to sit well with me.
Yeah. And this here, this is one of MMA's absolute best maps. He is so good at this map. DRG knows that this is going to be a very hard-fought fight, very hard-fought battle, and of course the last map as well. I believe it is Shokura's Plateau, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, let's also not forget that MMA has incredible records on this map as well as the next map.
And also a tech lab right away. So it looks like we're going to be seeing a Reaper opening. This is quite interesting. It's a good thing that DRG went for that drone scout so quickly. And he sees, he's like, all right, that is for certain a Reaper. Now, here's the questions he has to ask. How many Reapers? Is he going to combo it with anything else? There are really cool builds like Reaper, Hellion, Banshee. There are just flat-out Reaper expands, which are great as well.
Looks like it'll be a Reaper expand here.
Yep. Of course, he doesn't know that quite yet. It is the most common of the Reaper builds. But you got to remember also, there's only one place to jump up directly into the main with the Reaper. So DRG is going to have to really watch that spot. He may go ahead and float an Overlord over it even. See, that's the place. Conversely, on the Zerg base where he can jump up.
It looks like DRG's now sending his Overlord to that location. The Reaper door.
Very quick speed going up, and that's exactly what he has to do. Look at that, a factory right away.
You know, he might even go to Banshees right after this.
He absolutely could, and he also could definitely go for mech. This is a map that we see a lot of mech against Zerg on. A couple Zerglings out. These are just to buy time. He knows that against a good Reaper user, he will not kill the Reaper with these slow Zerglings. He has to get speed on them. He just wants to minimize drone losses. That is all. And a lot of kills already. And
he's going to have to leave now.
Yeah, the Reaper's going to be pretty useless from here on out. And another command center going up. Not uncommon at all. Probably we'll see likely Blue Flame into Reactored Hellions into Siege Tanks. But he could go straight Siege Tanks as well. It's very strong against any of these Roach openings or whatnot. And will he? Oh, no. Okay, he's a little bit indecisive there for just a moment. But looks like he just wants to go Reactored Hellions and also get that combat shield
Is he going
right
to get
away.
Marauders? No, I was going to say, if he got Marauders and did that all in again. But it looks like no.
With a double command center, it looks like he does want to get a big economy going. I'm so excited to see exactly what unit composition he's actually going to go for. Would not be surprised to see a few Marauders out early. They would really help out immensely against any early game pushes with Roaches, Banelings, this sort. DRG getting valuable scouting information right now with these Zerglings. He's going to see the command center. And in fact, he's going to see both add-ons, and he's going to see that extra barracks. So he knows pretty much what's going on right now. He may not know about the third command center, but that's not uncommon on this map, so it's not something that's going to catch him completely off guard.
Yeah, this is one of the maps you can get the third command center up and even get your expansion up pretty quickly. You just have to try to guard those rocks.
Exactly. We do have Siege mode on the way now after just 4 Hellions. It's a good choice, man. Get Siege Tanks out. You have to be careful when you get this quick third command center. Sometimes we see Ling timings that go in and ruin your day. You have to get some Siege Tanks out. You have to get Siege mode and good positioning. So we do have a Roach Warren on the way. And with the macro hat train of Roach Warren right now, I got to ask myself, is DRG going to go for one of these Roach Baneling builds again?
He might as well. I mean, then again, MMA is pretty adaptable, but okay, Evo.
Okay, Roach attack on the way. That's a +1 ranged for ground units. I strongly doubt, guys, that he's going to go Hydras, so he's definitely going Roaches.
Add-on.
And in what way he's going Roaches, whether it's for early aggression or just for a temporary map dominance, I don't know. This is so exciting, though, man. Oh my God, DRG. We rarely see Roaches in this way with the upgrades.
I don't know. I mean, if he's going to do it, clearly he must think it's well, winnable strat.
Oh yeah,
because everything's on the line. This is not the moment you're like, to hell with it. Let's just do that wonky Roach strat I use sometimes.
Well, similar supplies right now. The Reaper's still doing a great job of scouting around, just making sure there's no hidden bases. And he is getting a lair. So, I mean, this is not any sort of all-in whatsoever. looks like he's just going to have enough roaches for now to move those Hellions out of there and get his third base. He does have the macro hatch up, so his production is really on key.
Very nice here. Just takes out that Hellion.
The map presence of MMA here kind of falling by the wayside. You know, third base going up for DRG. Good number of siege shanks right now. And when he realizes that this is a pretty roach-heavy play by DRG, then he's going to want another factory ASAP. Look at this. He's double eBaying this quickly as well.
All right, 2 more barracks, too.
This is a fancy game, Tasteless.
Well, you know, if you think about it, not last game, but 2 games ago, he lost heavily based on the upgrades.
Yeah.
Zerg just had a stronger army and therefore got in there and did more damage.
Drops being upgraded.
Ah, what is this?
Oh my god, this is so cool so far. All right, so we have drops, roach speed, +2 roach attack on the way. The third base is morphing into play. And the expand gonna go up. Now, does DRG have anything to scout that actually going down? I don't see any overlords near it right now. No lings there either. Oh wait, he did have a ling in there. Didn't he? We're not gonna show you, I guess. I think he may have.
All right, both taking the third base at the same time.
Ooh,
And
this
now
is
pushing
not a good timing. This is not a good timing. With roach speed on the way, 10 more roaches in production. He's holding that tower quite well. Not showing too many roaches right now. Notice how he's just shown 4 roaches so far this game. And, I mean, if this is against someone that's Spire's about to finish, this timing attack is great. But against what DRG is doing, when his speed finishes, he should have enough roaches to actually get through this. We don't have stim yet. So he will have combat shield, but with no stim? Oh my god. Just showing a few roaches still, that's it.
Yeah, very
He's going to get a flank going, Tasteless.
And now he's going to run his way to
now he should know. Bunker's going down. Oh my god, DRG, 12 more roaches. He's cutting off reinforcements. This is insane, Tasteless. I am on the edge of my seat. My heart is beating so fast. There's probably R2. This is absolutely insane. A lot of roaches being made right now. Oh, and he does. All right, here we go. This is a huge flank by DRG. He should have enough here. And oh my god, the siege shank's being picked off. Just 1 siege shank does remain. And DRG crushing through there. A lot of roaches left over. Look at these survives. 108 to 153. It's got 16 more roaches in production. And if MMA doesn't have the best micro ever, the best placement ever, he is going to perhaps die to this roach-ling counterattack, especially that +2.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh my god.
Here he comes now. He's moving down. Will he opt to engage or will he go for the rocks over here? It looks like he's going to go for the rocks.
Don't forget he has drops upgraded. He could actually, if he sees too much here, he could drop everything into the main base of his opponent.
Guys, get on Twitter, start hashtagging GSL. We may be seeing the beginning of one of the biggest comebacks in esports history.
This is madness. All those overlords just waiting there.
It's 120, it's applied to 174.
And he's got a bunch of banelings. It looks like the beta, Tasteless. A bunch of speed roaches with baneling drops.
Can he do this killing blow? Will he knock down the front door? Get inside there.
And here he goes.
That's a lot of roaches.
Oh my god. Don't forget the siege shanks can't target those banelings and overlords.
Here they come now.
He's going to split up his army, go some on the high ground perhaps. No.
Oh my god.
This is it. Oh my god. The siege shanks targeting not enough banelings. So much damage being dealt. DRG plowing through. Does he have enough roaches left though?
I think he does.
Yes. DRG absolutely crushing the face of MMA. 93 supply to 177.
He's continuing to mass up so many more roaches and banelings back it up. I think we might have a GG moment up here as he just runs inside and destroys everything. MMA now going to lose a 3rd game in a row. That'll put us at the rubber match.
This is absolute madness. DRG on the back of speed roaches and baneling drops, crushing through the army of MMA. This is insane.
We are now seeing the best GSL finals yet. DRG and MMA. MMA on his last set of legs now. I don't think he's going to be able to come back from this. And that means, guys, we're going to go into game number 7 here. Expect GG. There it is.
The crowd is gone absolutely insane. They know what just happened. He was down 3-0 on the maps that he was supposed to take.
Just insane.
I cannot even believe what I'm seeing.
That he is actually playing this well, and MMA is not playing bad. It's that DRG is just stepping it up.
Look, MMA is making like one small mistake each game, and DRG just crushes him the second he makes it. He moves out with that army. DRG hides his roach count all game long. Moves out that army. DRG says, okay, this is it. This is where I get the win. Crushes that first attack of MMA. And then just rallies down, man, with the drops as well. If he had gone in there running with his Banelings, he would have been targeted down, not as much damage would have been dealt. He wouldn't have broken. But DRG got the drops on the Overlords. Oh my God, we're going to game number 7, guys. Hashtag the GSL. Get on Twitter, get on Reddit, upvote this stuff, talk about it on the forums. Tell everybody, send everyone your phone a text message, get them watching the GSL. This is insane. This is the best finals we've had. It's even better than Jakchi versus Lenok.
Also, feel free to add us on Twitter. I'm Call Me Tastes, Cesar Tosis at Golem TV's Twitter as well. Start tweeting us. Let us know what you think about these games. I can't believe I'm casting this. This is amazing.
I could not have asked for a better finals to end the year on.
Wow.
You need to go get me a blanket because I just have nonstop nerd chills, Stasis. I'm shivering here.
This is so much better than anything I would have expected to have today. I thought, wouldn't it be great if it was 7 games? But to have it go 3-0 to then 3-3 to I don't know what the hell's going to happen next. Well, we're going to find out soon because we're going to have a 5-minute break, so stay tuned here for the 2011 Blizzard Cup.
that StarCraft II has ever seen in the last tournament of the year. This is the Blizzard Cup 2011. Get on everywhere and talk about it. I just heard DRG is trending in America, GSL in Canada. Hashtag GSL some more. Talk about DRG, talk about MMA. Get everyone here watching for the final Game 7 between two of the biggest badasses in the entire universe.
We've never had a finals quite like this. This is truly an amazing moment in esports history. So get out there. Before we start talking about this match, I just want to remind everybody, because I'm sure we have a lot more people tuning in as these games are getting better and better and better. Buy a year-long ticket for GSL. You're going to save money. Maybe you're new to StarCraft II and you're saying to yourself, wow, I really like this. Well, getting a year ticket, you're going to have this. You're going to have so much GSL to watch.
Seriously.
So, and, as StarCraft II is getting older and better, it is,
I can barely breathe, man.
It's a situation where the games are going to get better and better because the players are now more familiarized with the game and everything like that. So
absolutely.
Do that, and it would also make a great Christmas gift. But enough of that. On to this series.
Listen, this is the greatest series that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Okay, we only went to Game 7 one time. Season 2, Nest T against Marine King, and it was all bunker rushes. There wasn't a Mutalisk made in the series. Okay, this is like long and dramatic games, cheese games, everything.
Yeah.
This is everything rolled into one. It's amazing. This is the greatest series that I have seen.
I've never been so excited casting a series before. To go down, you can take it 3 wins, and then to see DRG come back with 3 wins. It wasn't like one player won 1, then the other one won 2, and then that guy won 2. No, this might be the biggest comeback we have ever seen in StarCraft II.
In anything, ever, anywhere, for any reason. I don't care if the Yankees were up by 1,000 home runs or something, and someone came back. I don't care. That is not it. It's this. If he wins this is the biggest comeback there's ever been. Okay, I can't even believe what we're seeing. I'm pretty sure the next map is Shakura's Plateau. This is a map that gets divided in half very easily. It's a bit Terran favored. Normally, the way that we see this map play out is both players have a ton of bases, and there is a timing attack right before Broodlords. That's normally how it goes. Could it be that way this time? It could be.
Could one of them do an all-in? That's a possibility as well.
Who has the balls to do an all-in right now?
Yeah.
Who has
And of course, let's say he all-ins and it doesn't work out. Man, that's going to be, haunting his dreams for quite some time.
This is 2 players with multiple championships under their belts, okay? They've both won foreigner tournaments and Korean tournaments. They could do anything here. They both want this so badly, though. Shakura's Plateau.
Guys, feel free to tweet at us. Let us know what you're doing. If you're enjoying the games, I'm Call Me Tasteless. He is Artosis. Those are our Twitter accounts. And at GoldenTD's Twitter.
Yeah.
So,
get on there and talk about it because stuff is trending. More and more people are going to find out. Esports can get bigger and bigger. Forget those conventional sports. Let's get esports the #1 sport in 2012. And let's start it out with this match, even though it's 2011.
Let's make history. Do it. Hashtag GSL. Now, we have DRG winning the last 3 games. MMA winning the first 3. Who will win the final game? I have no idea. But what I do know is this is one of the best series I've ever cast in my life. We're here in Seoul, Korea, the mecca of esports here at the GSL, one of the best shows in the world, the best esports show in the world with the best StarCraft II players that there have ever been. And we're going to see who is going to win. Is it going to be DRG, the Zerg, or MMA, the Terran? The winner will be winning the biggest event yet and the ending event of this year. In the bottom left, will he be the champion in the final event of 2011? His ID? DRG.
The calm of that man.
In the upper right, mentored by Slayer's Boxer. Can he turn this around? He was about to win it till he lost those last 3 games.
MMA.
MMA.
The overwhelming ambition of that man, Tasteless. This is the battle of wills and skills. And tell you what, I got the sickest nerd chills.
Yeah, this is crazy. And I know he made the barracks inside of his main. And what's interesting about that is normally he was making it outside of his main. But he made it in an obscure location in his main. So there's a high chance that MMA or DRG will get inside the base, see that there's no barracks at the front nor near the command center, and then turn around before checking the rest of the main.
Could be. We do have gas being made. It could be a reactor at Hellion opening once again. It is such a popular build and a good one. MMA is, of course, very, very good with it. In fact, one of the games he won basically off of that, killing 50 units on Belshire Beach, Winter Edition.
Yep.
Oh, man. I am actually just so giddy, man. I just want to fast forward 2 minutes and get into the action here, really. Oh, a tech lab. Okay. So another Reaper opening. See how quickly this drone actually scouts that. He's looking around.
It's going to be right away, it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. He's checking absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, tech lab. Now check the gases real quick and then probably go right home. All right, sees 1 gas taken. There you go. That's a lot of information. Now, a single Reaper. Last time, he killed a decent amount of Lings. I don't think he got a drone with it, though. I don't think so.
I think he only got 1 drone with it last game. Sure. I could be wrong, but I believe that was the case.
Sure.
And let's see. He has enough money. I guess he's just going to go ahead and expand after that.
Yeah, that's the most common way to follow up with the Reaper. Of course, there are some other crazy Reaper builds. But this is a very, very safe expansion. And the Reaper is kind of cool in this map as well, because you have a lot more areas to jump up into.
Yeah, you have a little bit more flexibility when doing a Reaper build.
And, of course, comes out a little bit before the Hellions as well. So
yeah,
a little bit quicker on that harassment and whatnot. Now, we do have 2 Queens on the way. Drones in the natural. Those are drones that can be lost a little bit easier. And it looks like the same build as we saw last game on Antigua Shipyard. Same opening by MMA. DRG, on the other hand, making a decent amount of lings, 2 queens, and getting his speed. Until he has the speed, the Reaper can completely harass him, as you normally will not lose that 2 lings. You can micro it off creep forever against lings and on creep for a long time against them. Oh, DRG catching where the Reaper jumped up.
Yeah, we caught the tail
so
into
well
that.
done. And if he, notice how he's mirroring where the Reaper's running. It's really, really well done there by DRG. Just that much damage already dealt to the Reaper makes it so much less powerful. So much less.
And honestly, this Reaper's not going to do anywhere near the amount of damage that it did in that last game. Because it just got hit by those Zerglings.
He's checking absolutely everywhere, but he's not going to be able to do anything as speed is almost done. Now we do have 2 add-ons here. Reactor Hellion's going to be going.
Oh, he's done this build before now.
Yeah, this is actually
the exact same build that I think we saw on, is that game number 1?
No, that was Antigua Shipyard.
No, Antigua Shipyard. What am I saying?
Game number 6. But all the games have been so awesome. I see how you could mess that up, Tasteless, absolutely. Now, DRG has beaten this build once, but it was certainly on a different map. Now, taking a 3rd base here for MMA is going to be harder than on Antigua Shipyard. And in Antigua Shipyard, the 3rd is quite easy to secure. And look at that. I love that Reaper placement, man. Up on the high ground.
Yeah,
it's
picking smart.
Off anything that runs by. Really well done. You have to, of course, put it on hold position, though, or he'll jump down when he sees stuff. He gets excited easily. Oh, and the depots go up before those lings get up there. And should not have seen that 3rd command center, so.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't seen that just yet. The Hellions are continuing to move around the map.
Oh, almost the sickest micro. Over micro in there for a moment.
Sickest surround.
Yeah.
Spine Crawler now coming up here. Nice.
Yeah, that Reaper is actually kicking serious ass out there. That's so annoying as a Zerg player to not be able to run by that. You have to put in more clicks. You have less mobility on the map. I really like that play by MMA. In fact, I bet you that's why he opened with Reaper instead of Reactor Hellions.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Spine's about to finish. The 2 lings actually helping out there quite a bit, really forcing those back. And as those Spines finish and the Spire is on the way, looks like the Hellion harassment is going to end. Nothing really going to be done there.
Now the Reapers come in here with this group. Very nice. Just getting rid of the creep. Saying, look, you're not going to have creep halfway across the map in this game, buddy.
Baneling Nest on the way, just starting now. So his Baneling speed will be a little bit slow, but not so sure that MMA is actually going to hit any timing here. This is a harder map to do a quick 2-base timing against a Mutagoer.
So.
Yeah, you know, you're on that high ground. So you have to constantly send units up to the high ground, and then Spine Crawlers, Zerglings, all the like will hit them. So, so far, good job with that Reaper already in the double-digit kills.
Now, don't forget, he's got with the Spire and the Banelings out here. This is a radically different way of playing the game than some of these other games we've seen from DRG.
Yeah,
he's been very Roach heavy.
Yeah, that last game he went Roach Baneling drops with some Zerglings mixed in, but this game he's going to go for the standard Spire play. Not a lot of intel there. The starport timing, though, is good intel. Indeed. He gets to know exactly, he gets a timeout now and say, okay, now I know when the first drops should be getting to my base. And that's a powerful thing to know.
These Lings going to trap this Hellion there. MMA too preoccupied to micro that Hellion.
Very standard on that 3rd base timing for DRG. Before the mutas pop out, he does start it.
Both guys doing very textbook-like games, very orthodox play. I think at this point in time, if they're both of them are this far, they're saying, no, I'm not going to take any crazy risks.
It really looks like this is one of those scenarios, may the best man win. You know, it's a gentleman's battle. They're both, everything so far from both players is extremely standard. No true damage has been done. No true tricking has been done. It's just very straight up so far, which is the way a Game 7 should be.
Mutalisks are out, moving around the map.
He did see them because of his nicely placed Hellion, which they did skip by. Now, as far as missile turrets go, I'm not sure that MMA really has the missile turrets that he wants out right now.
Well, these are very early Mutalisks here.
Yeah, they're quite quick. There's no doubt about that. And in fact, DRG might be able to do a lot of damage. Notice the missile turrets are all a little bit late. If he can catch a siege tank, that would be huge. Does not get to. Just picking off what he can right now. And almost getting the medevac. Even adding any damage to that medevac helps. Because either MMA has to take out time and money to actually repair it, or next time it tries to harass him, it's easier to kill.
The Mutalisk is now backing off. It looks like even without the turrets, MMA kind of deflected everything.
Ooh, the first drop is coming out now. Don't forget.
That's on an injured medevac.
That's very injured. So when it is time to deal with that medevac, his Mutas will kill it oh so quickly. +1 Mutalisk attack almost done. A lot of Mutas being made, not a lot of Banes. He's going nice and slow on the Banes. Going after turrets already. DRG loves to find and kill turrets. Keeps his Mutalisk harassment up very, very well. He's getting any damage done that he can, but don't forget the dropship. So flying over here. Oh my god, the Overlords are going to see it. Oh, and the Overlords see it.
This
turns
around,
the
Mutalisk to turn. Oh no.
Was it quick enough? Oh no, DRG I guess doesn't know, but he will here. And those Mutas going to fly up there immediately upon seeing this. Oh, he still hasn't seen it.
DRG is so busy massing up.
His attention is definitely elsewhere. He's up by 20 supply. Looks like MMA, oh, he's taking some risks there. He wants to wait for the hatchery to go a little bit more, or for the Mutas to attack somewhere else. Not sure exactly what he wants to do with this right now, but great harassment with these Mutas so far. And only, okay, yeah, he sees one Marine, and there, now the Mutas will
I wonder if he's going to be regretting this, because he could have forced that to cancel. Oh,
it looks like he's going to. Yeah, forces a cancel on the 4th. That's an important move, but still 3 bases against 2. So MMA, despite having that quick command center, all he's doing with that is maxing out his economy very quickly. And look at this, these Marines going to be taken out. Target down Mutas. Oh, sick. He kills 2 Mutas with it. That was actually really great targeting. And it looks like he is going to come out and take his 3rd base finally.
It's 156 supply to 129 right now. We do have Thors out in play. Mutalisk again, really not doing enough damage. Oh my god!
Oh my god, indeed.
Wow.
Losing a few Mutas there, that was actually not worth it. Took a little risk there to see if he gets some additional damage. Kills a few Marines, but yeah, that was not actually worth it. That was good for MMA. And MMA securing this 3rd after making the 4th cancel. That's a great move. If that 4th had finished and he's taking his 3rd now, DRG stays far ahead, but as is MMA tying up basically the mining, the income of the players.
Okay. The Mutas now just gathering up.
It's a lot of Mutas, man.
This is the point in time where the Mutas actually become so scary. There's just so many of them.
But on the converse, a single Thor volley can ruin your day with this many Mutas.
Absolutely.
Oh, going after the eBay.
The eBay.
Oh, and the Thor is too close. The SCVs are pulled too quickly, and he will get out of there. A great try, though. If he could take even one eBay out, it changes the whole flow of the game. But as is, 2-2 still on the way, with only 1-1 on the way for DRG. The 1-1 will finish before the 2-2, but, I mean, that's still, he's going to be down by 2 upgrades, and that's significant. DRG being a little bit scared right now. This is a great siege tank spread. MMA playing a great game right now.
Yeah, DRG does have solid defense. The Marines are moving out. It is 3 base against 4 base. This is just what a Terror Berserk should look like at this point in time. The Muta is going to come in here, take a swipe at the turret.
Good job there.
Back off. Is he going to do it? He is maxed out.
Oh there is God, he's going for it, but he's got to be careful with those Mutas. The Thor dealing a lot of damage. Massive boxing it now. The Banelings hitting a lot of siege tanks, and I'm not so sure that that was the greatest attack. It's now 140 supply against 144. MMA in the lead, but he did remove most siege tanks. Only 2 siege tanks remain on the field of battle.
The Ling's now running by. He wants to make sure there's no way that MMA can expand to these the 3 expansions in the bottom right.
Epic moments. My heart is beating so fast I can barely
This is so scary. I have no idea who's going to win this. They're at even supplies right now, 155 for both.
That's right, and that puts MMA just slightly in the lead right now. DRG wants to have more supply at this point of the game. The army, oh look, he's adding more Thors very smartly.
It's smart, yeah, he knows it.
DRG is very Mutalisk heavy in his play. He is getting that Hive, but you know, he's only got the 4 bases. That he definitely can go Hive tech off of 4 bases, but MMA getting ready for his 4th. His defense gets better and better at home. A lot of missile turrets, a lot of Thors, a lot of anti-Muta. It looks like any Mutalisk production is long done for DRG. He's going to save up that gas for Banelings, Infestors, and Broodlords at this point. By the way, those 3 spine crawlers are awesome. They are awesome. They are slowing down any...
He scans and sees the Greater Spire. He knows exactly now how much time he has before Broodlords are going to come into play. Now, he does not know how many Broodlords are going to be there, but still. The meter count getting thinned out.
Yeah, he's not doing nearly as much damage as he wants to. Ultralisk Cavern actually being thrown up very smartly, just in case his opponent... oh, God, this is such a good move always.
Oh,
now,
sick.
The Mutas, what they're going to want to do is magic box the tanks if possible, because there are so many Thors out. And if they clump up for 1 second and 3 Thor volleys hit them, the game might just end.
You know, I love how he's utilizing the map. We have this, Bailing's not done yet, he scans.
And here we go, magic boxing this first Thor, but more Thors as he clumps up and the Thor micros away. Beautiful micro there by MMA. Moving the slow Overlords out of the way. He's using his gas so wisely that he hasn't even gotten Overlord speed yet. We have Infestors and Ultras on the way. He's skipped the Broodlords, realizing that this is not the right time nor the right place for them.
All right, we have
oh my God,
the Marines scouting around. This push is looking pretty scary right now from MMA. I just feel like DRG's mutas are just damaged enough.
Yeah.
There's just not quite the Broodlords out yet. This could be bad. At the same time, though, getting a 4th base is not going to be an easy thing for MMA.
We're going to have 2-2 and chitinous plating finishing up pretty quickly here for DRG, but +3 attack going to finish for MMA, and they'll probably engage each other before the +3 armor. So it's just going to be a 1 upgrade lead for the army of MMA. So DRG's done a great job coming back on that. A great job indeed. And this is like the most stressful moment for both players. They both know this is going to happen soon. The winner of the Blizzard Cup 2011 is going to be decided very, very soon. And targeting down these siege tanks definitely helps. Oh no.
Both of them actually survived that.
That's
he did
right.
destroy the hatchery. It was not canceled.
Oh man, those siege tanks flanking on the high ground. That might actually just be too much. Oh God, and he's just gonna go for it! This is it! We're gonna see who wins this right now. The Mutas targeting down siege tanks. So many banelings flowing in, but the Thor's doing a great job. Beautiful fungal!
What just done brilliantly. The Ultras has to back up. The siege tanks on the high ground have been eliminated. Just 2 more Ultras here. Both these guys with a heavy train, 173 supplied to 148.
He's got to target down that last siege tank on the ledge. It's so important. He gets it. And look at the supply, 182 to 147. DRG is in the lead supply-wise.
You know, you can see with DRG, when the Greater Spire was spotted, he actually switched into Ultras, hoping that the unit composition would be incorrect here for MMA. MMA detected it quickly, so he only had about 2 Vikings before he stopped and switched back into ground units.
This is wild, man.
It's still, Zerg is still on 4 bases. Terran just now acquiring a 4th, as we can see over here in this shot.
4th base being up. DRG realizes he needs to take more bases. MMA right now trying to make everything as cost efficient as possible. Here we go, though. Beautiful Thor on that high ground. It's going to be very difficult to take care of. Thor dealing insane amounts of damage. And look at this, infested Terran time. But that leaves him with no fungals left. He's got to be really, really careful about that. These tanks doing a great job. But everything on that high ground will be taken out.
And you know, he could actually give that up. But what about this expansion?
Oh my God, he's out of position here. DRG going for the 4th base of MMA, but gets sidetracked. His Ultra's going down. He does not want to fight against those Marines right now. Making this lift off, killing a lot of SCVs as well.
At the same time, MMA might be able to trap this army over here. But is that enough to actually trap it? Perhaps not.
Well, he's
turning around.
He's got to run back to those siege tanks on the high ground, and that's exactly what he's going to do. A beautiful flank. Oh, eliminating so many Marines here. But again, those siege tanks on the high ground doing a great job.
To evacuate the low ground walls in the entrance. He's going to try to hold off this massive army over here. Meanwhile, DRG thinking of 5th base at the center left side of the map.
DRG forcing his way into this location with all these Ultras right now, taking out so many siege tanks, but a lot of units up on the high ground. The Marauders being microed back. Just pure Ultra, not the best against infantry.
The Planetary looks like it will be destroyed down there. He just finally survives that attack, but this Planetary goes down.
Oh my God, DRG. In the meantime, his Greater Spire is almost finished. He's got a lot of Corruptors on the way. Takes out that medevac. A huge move by DRG.
As you can see, the Greater Spire is about to finish up. The 2 Ultras go down. MMA reclaiming the bottom right location. It's still anybody's game, but DRG seems to have the slightest lead.
6 6 Broodlords on the way, but what does he have to back them up? Broodlords alone are not what you need to kill Terran with. You need a nice sizable army with them so that Marines can't just run under and kill them. We will see in a moment. He's making a lot of Zerglings because he is low. They are both macroing like madmen right now. No banks really left for either player.
All right, he's getting a lot of Vikings. And I mean a lot of Vikings. And I don't know if there are enough Corruptors out to actually hold this Viking attack off.
In fact, he has no Corruptors out right now. This is going to be pretty difficult. He's got to remove siege tanks. That's what he wants to do here with these. But losing these Broodlords is going to be terrible for DRG. Did he overdo the tech switch? And the Marines running in now. Trying to take out those high ground tanks, trading that many Broodlords for
that, though. Here come the Banelings. He needs to get those Marines. Nice targeting.
He doesn't get the Marines. The Marines will clean this up. Now MMA taking a very strong lead, killing off massive amounts of hive tech right now. This has been a very dangerous tech switch for DRG, and it did not pay off. Removing the high ground tanks was in fact important for him to continue to go for Ultralisk tech. And of course, there are a lot of Vikings out now, which are terrible against Ultras. But, I mean, he killed so much in resources as far as army goes.
Here he goes again, cornering the Marauders. That's exactly what he wants to do. And a bundle over here on the Marines and the Marauders.
Oh, but does he have enough units? The Zerglings all being eliminated or having to run at least. MMA taking a pretty sizable lead right now.
Inching back across the map. DRG taking another base. Perhaps I spoke too soon, as that is canceled. By the way, in the bottom right starting location, we have MMA expanding there again.
Well, it looks like he wants to perhaps go down there if he can. He's holding this watchtower just for now, and oh, this is brutal. The Vikings laying on the high ground. So smart, and DRG losing more and more of his army, more and more ground being given to his opponent.
He's not going to have that critical mass if he loses too many more units. MMA, even though he got beaten back here, DRG may have overextended himself.
Yes, I think you're right, Tasteless. And in fact,
drop
the
here.
Spire may go down.
Spire.
And
he
barely
saves
saving it. On
beautiful.
The back of transfusions. Beautiful moves by DRG. The high ground continues. It's so good against infestor-based play. It's very cost inefficient for infestors to take out siege tanks on the high ground. So many pot shots being taken.
Nice job there with a fungal on top of the Vikings.
The +3 ground armor halfway done for DRG, but will we even see it finish this game? MMA is closing in on DRG.
But DRG is not doing a bad job of trying to catch up and at least stay in this. He's almost even supply here.
You know, the thing is, he's got to be careful. He can't attack.
Oh,
man. Those high ground drop siege tanks are just so beautiful, Tasteless. Too beautiful. Look at this. Everything getting so cost efficient for the Terran player MMA.
The hatchery will go down.
And look at that, even saves his tanks from the infested Terrans up there. We have, a lot of Corruptors, but how many Broodlords can he afford right now? DRG is up against the wall.
Yeah, he has been rocked. Basically, guys, he can't get one of the bases that are closest right now. There's nowhere that he can really expand that's easy, especially with the Terran now controlling the high ground here. MMA really utilizing the geography on the map.
You know, all this is boiling down to when he lost all those Ultras and Guardians at the same time. If he had waited for more Corruptors, maybe this game would already be over. But as we see there, the supply lead definitely far in the favor of MMA.
A drop now in the upper left. That's the only expansion that's still mining.
Oh man, is Baneling that's going to be taken out?
Everything's starting to fall apart at once. MMA might just be just too much ahead, and
we'll see in a second, man. The true last battle of this game is incoming. 163 supply to 199. DRG definitely the underdog here, but he's got nice tech units. Broodlord's so good against siege tanks. Infestor Baneling's so good against everything else. That's a pretty hurtful drop, I have to say. And
the Corruptors are out. There's a lot of Corruptors here for the Broodlords. We didn't see him save this expansion. Looks like he will.
And look at this, the Corruptors doing a great job. The Broodlords clean up a lot of siege tanks here. The drop being held off as well. Is DRG starting a comeback against the comeback of MMA, against the comeback of DRG?
I have no idea, but the siege tanks are being taken out. He can't get a medevac over there to save them in time.
It is so important that he's removing these siege tanks. And look at that, on the ball, completely on the ball here. Another big drop.
He needs to target down
the battle in the middle is occurring. Doesn't guard his Broodlords perfectly there, but he's already removed a lot of siege tanks, which is so important.
Looks like DRG's going to save his expansion yet again.
We have a lot of Corruptors still out, only 2 Broodlords left, though. He may, in fact, want to make some more Broodlords and do another push. He's got to play very carefully, very methodically. He doesn't have a lot of money or supply left.
He did take out that one medevac. Looks like these Lynx will take care of these Marines here.
Absolutely crazy right now.
Insane game in the C sign, back and forth.
Interesting.
I have never casted a series this good in my entire life.
Yep.
This is just amazing.
It's well said. All right, more Broodlords are morphing. He's trying to re-expand. Look at the calmness, the coolness of DRG right now. He knows that he needs more bases. He has to do it.
Yeah,
162 supply to 137. MMA still in that supply lead. It's so hard for him to get anything mining, whereas MMA is mining just so easily right now.
Corruptor's doing a lot of damage to these Vikings.
Greatly done there. Missile turrets starting to go up, realizing that he needs to deal additional damage to those
Corruptors. He just barely saved that hatchery.
Just ever so barely. A crucial save right there, but MMA is going to be back for that in a second, I guarantee it. And once again, we do have siege tanks on the cliff.
He's got to be careful. That hatchery has not been taken out either. Looks like he might loop back down and go for that other hatch. The Broodlords are just moving in too quickly.
Going for these Vikings right now, but the missile turrets in the middle really helping against those Corruptors. Still, he's got a lot of energy on those Infestors. There's no ghosts out. And that's going to make it hard to deal with these Infestors. A lot of actual Marauders out at this point.
I think he expected an Ultra switch.
I think you're right. And look at this, beautiful bungles of Corruptors coming in, clearing out so many Vikings. DRG somehow, someway holding on to both of his expansions.
They're going to start running out of bases on this map.
Look at the supply. DRG takes the supply lead for the first time in forever. This is madness.
This is completely off the hook, guys. You do not see this. He's getting over this base down here.
God.
I don't know if MMA is looking. He saves in the last second. But MMA no longer with map presence. A sneak drop over here to take out some drones. Will DRG react quickly enough? He could go for the hatchery. No, he loads up and backs off.
He realizes Corruptors are probably on the way, and a smart call indeed going up to this base, seeing if he can do some more damage up there. He's going to have to send those Corruptors, send some Lings in as well. He's got to deal with everything so perfectly. Look at this, dealing with it perfectly.
Very nice. Don't forget, there are injured hatcheries all over the map. They are just a few gunshots away from being destroyed, and that's another base that DRG can't afford to lose. The supplies fairly even now, but no, because DRG has map control, he can now go for this command center over here. But MMA very smartly lifts it off, saying, no, I can try to get that later. This is just absolutely a beautiful game. It's one of the highest level games I've ever seen.
This is the greatest game ever played, bar none. Beautiful attacks with these Vikings right now. He's got to be so careful, though. A couple fungals will end those Vikings. Now look at this drop, beautifully done by MMA. Multitasking like a god.
And is he going to get it? He does.
Oh, and he takes that base out. Drops on the high ground, just forcing DRG to run around the map, taking the supply lead once again.
It's just not clear who's going to win this, guys. It's been back and forth. They're both taking heavy blows, but just managing to stay alive.
Absolute insanity going on here. Oh, a beautiful pickoff of that Corruptor. One Corruptor goes astray, and he kills it instantly.
The Broodlords are a little bit exposed.
He's on his toes. We have a lot of Corruptors still in production. He's got to be careful. Both players have to be so careful here. One misstep. Look at this. Beautiful targeting. Staying out of range of any Infestors. Oh my God.
Kiting.
MMA being so cost efficient with these Vikings right now.
All right, he still has that base down there. And it looks as though on the minimap that MMA is trying to reclaim that base that he lost.
MMA has a supply lead.
Guys, this may come down to the island expansions. That just may be what this game comes down to, everybody.
It could be. They are getting close here.
He gets a hatchery.
Oh, a huge hatchery kill by MMA. DRG has been under so much stress, and finally a Ghost Academy is going up. That is a crucial tech structure that MMA is finally making. All of the army of DRG is weak against Ghost right now. This is getting
but this army
absolutely
itself
wild.
is pretty scary.
How many Siege Tanks are actually out right now? That's a big question. Because this army is going to be very scary against someone without a lot of Siege Tanks. Looks like we have about 5. I don't know where they are right now, though.
He's going to go all the way back to where the production facilities are.
Oh my God, beautiful fungal growth! Beautiful fungals all over the place. He's got to be careful though, he can't lose all these infestors. Oh, the Corruptors doing their best, but there may in fact be too many.
Oh my God! The Brood Lords are now pushing it here. If DRG, despite his economic deficit, can get inside to where the production facilities are, it may be checkmate.
He killed off every single Viking with that last fungal growth of his, barely holding on here.
He's going to drop the tanks down here.
And this is crazy. Does he have enough? DRG pushing forward. He has less supply, but so many Brood Lords are left over.
He might win a position game instead of an economic one if he can just get up there to where those barracks are.
This is the craziest thing I have ever seen in my entire 14-year StarCraft career. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. DRG pushing Zerg to its limits, pushing into the main base, the production facilities. Does he have enough MMA with perfect decision making?
And here's the problem, guys. Those are all the barracks that Terran have. Terran will have to remake all of his barracks in the bottom right if he cannot save himself from this. The Zerg lanes are coming up here to try to defend.
And these Marines, they're the last stand. He has a few Siege Tanks in here helping out immensely. A few Vikings do come up. The last Corruptors of DRG, can they hold this off? Still so much damage being dealt. Oh my God,
oh my God, the expansion. And for DRG's money taken off, that means he'll have no income.
He'll have no income left. DRG's supply plummeting, even though it looked like he would break through. GG! MMA winning the greatest game of
I guess that's what I have to say. I'm just in shock that was how the games ended. It wasn't a cheese. They tried their best. They tried the most orthodox play. It got all the way to the point in time where the bases were getting mined out. It was the 2 proximity bases that were in the middle on either side that they had to fight over again and again. Artosis, I think we're going to have to let you go, as John is going to come over here and translate.
Yes.
So
I will see you guys.
Great work, Artosis. I'll see you after the show.
Bye-bye.
Hi, John.
I'm James.
Hi, James. Hi, James, the translator. Translate away, please.
눈쇼울이 붉어진 모습이 있었고, 네, 홍승표 감독도 축하드리겠습니다. 자, 여러분, 정말 이 두 선수
It was the best final I've ever seen. I can't believe what I just saw.
두 선수
It's absolutely insane.
두 선수에게 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
That was just great games. Great ending. 3-0, then 3-3, then the comeback with 4-3.
Yeah, and the final match was so back and forth.
So sick.
Yeah.
So off the hook.
원고가 주어져 있습니다. 하지만 원고를 볼 수도 없고 보고 싶지도 않습니다.
So Lee is saying, although he has a script, he doesn't want to read it. Just wants to speak straight from his heart.
문성원 선수와 얘기를 한번 나눠보도록
So we're gonna have an interview with MMA.
문성원 선수입니다.
The last champion of 2011 GSL Tour.
자, 문성원 선수 짧게 묻겠습니다. 자, 순위 굉장히 가까워오고 있는데 소감 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
How do you feel?
마지막 세트까지 진짜 이길지 몰랐거든요. 근데 집중 끝까지 집중하라는 저희 코칭 스태프과 선수들 팀원들의 말에 진짜 집중해서 했더니 이런 좋은 결과가 있었습니다.
I wasn't sure I was going to win until the very last moment, but my coach and all my teammates told me to focus, and that's what I did.
유한 형께서 들어오셔가지고 지금 네가 생각하고 있는 게 가장 위험한 생각이라고 하시면서 첫 세트처럼 시작하라고 하셨거든요. 근데 좀 방심하고 박수호 선수가 빈틈을 잘 파고들어서 이렇게 힘든 경기까지 온 것 같아요.
So on fourth that,
하나 더 묻겠습니다.
Boxer came into his booth and told 동래구's name.
자, 역대 준우
박수호.
승자 중에서 이렇게 많은
You know, for one moment I thought that we were finally going to have a park champion.
선수가
Yeah.
There are two parks who made it to the final, Relive and 동래구, but
Pretty crazy stuff,
yeah.
man.
But I really think he did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the best runner-up we had so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's never been so close.
Much less one-sided most of our finals.
그래도 멋진 경기를 했기 때문에 박수호 선수가 아쉬움은 남지만 미련은 남지 않을 것 같아요. 소감 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
비록 정상을 못해서 아쉽긴 하지만 그래도 팬분들 앞에서 이렇게 멋진 경기 했다.
Of course, I'm a little upset that I wasn't able to win, but I'm really glad that I was able to show my fans great matches, and I'm satisfied.
옆에서 지금 문성원 선수도 박수호 선수에게 박수를 쳐주고 있습니다. 오늘 경기 초반에 조금 1, 2, 3세트를 내준
So
측면이
you had tough time in the first to third set. What was your thought?
우승을 위해서는 초반에 그 기선을 잡았어야 되는데 제가 실수를 너무 많이 하는 바람에 내리 3세트를 줘서 좀 힘들게 간 것 같아요. 네.
In order to win,
박수호 선수 이긴 끝이 아니죠.
I knew that I had to take the first sets.
보여줬었는데 앞으로 또 이제 활약도 기대를 해보겠습니다. 여기
But
이렇게 많은 팬들이 있습니다.
being unable to do that was really tough for me.
각오 한 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
비록 2011년도 정규 시즌 우승 못했지만
Although I was not able to win in 2011,
더 좋은 재밌는 경기 가지고 가겠습니다. 감사합니다.
but next year I'm going to improve and show you even better matches.
자, 그리고 오늘의 우승자 문성원 선수에게도 끝으로 묻겠습니다. 많은 팬들에게 한 말씀과 함께 내년 시즌
And final comment from MMA.
다음 시작이 되는데 다음 달에
Comment to fans and
드리겠습니다.
your thought on the next season,
이렇게 추운
next year.
날씨에 많은 팬들 와주셔서 너무 감사드립니다.
Thank you all the fans for coming despite being really cold.
2011년 블리자드컵을 이렇게 좋게 마무리해서 너무 기쁩니다.
I'm very glad to be able to win 2011 Blizzard Cup.
발전할 거고 그리고 항상
next year,
우리 어머니 같은
Slayers is going to be improving much more. And thank you to Jessica, who's like a mother to me, and Coach View and Boxer, of course. And thank you all my sponsors.
자, 이제 시상식을 진행해야 되는데 제가 좀 센스가 없었던 것 같습니다. 박수호 선수도 고마운 분들이 굉장히 많을 것 같아요.
So Lee is providing opportunity for 동래구 to say comment to fans.
드리겠습니다.
일단 네, 저희 감독님부터 감독님 가족분들 그리고 연습 도와준 팀원들
I thank my coach, my teammates, my family,
마지막으로 팬 여러분 정말
and
감사합니다.
last of all the fans. Thank you.
정말 올해 대미를 장식하는 2011 블리자드컵 이 두 선수들이 있었기 때문에 더욱더 풍성한 경기가 있었고 재밌는 경기 그리고 중계를 하는 저 입장에서도 심장이 정말 터져서 미쳐버릴 것 같은 경기를 볼 수 있었습니다.
It's been great
두
year.
선수에게 정말 감사를 드리겠고 이어서 바로 시상식을
that's it.
Yeah, we did it. Great
You
year.
don't have to cast until January.
Yeah, I got some time off.
Yeah, but next week we have a up and down matches.
Yeah, guys, definitely check out the up and down matches and get that year-long ticket.
Yep.
That's definitely worth it. You're going to save money. You're going to get a lot of GSL. You're going to have a lot more of what you saw here today. And of course, now we're going to be presenting the awards.
Yeah.
So,
See, awarding runner-up will be CEO of Blizzard Entertainment Korea, Mr. 배경재.
박수호 선수도 자리해 주시고요.
배영재, I mean.
블리자드컵 준우승 박수호 선수입니다.
And there you go.
Runner-up.
That's a lot of money.
Yep.
It's roughly 10 grand.
박수호 선수에게는 상금 1,000만 원.
And he gets the flowers too. Go take him home, plant him, water him.
비록 오늘은 준우승에 그쳤지만 내년 시즌을 기약할 수 있기 때문에
Great job today.
이 미소가 아름답지 않나 하는 생각입니다. 다시 한번 연합 같은 뜨거운 박수 부탁드립니다.
Well, you know, there's no shame in getting second place when you have games like that.
No, only in
I mean-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, only in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. In Yu-Gi-Oh, you win or you die.
That's right.
You lose all your
By the
cards.
way, feel free to add John on Twitter. I believe the ID is Dark Magician 69. Is that correct?
So continuing on to champion, Mr. 배경재 is wearing a limited edition GSL scarf.
우승 슬레이어스 MMA 문성원 선수입니다.
And of course, now we're going to give MMA first place.
Yep, MMA House of Slayers. First of his name, Protector of all Terrans. Long live his name.
And he's going to get about 40 grand.
Yep.
마지막 우승을 거머쥐면서 테란 명나로서의 전투도 치고 테란의 황폐 나라를
And we finally have a trophy that looks like a trophy.
Yeah, that's a sick trophy, man. All right, well, thank you guys so much. I hope we got that trending worldwide on Twitter. I'll have to find out later. I think we probably did by that final match. I'm sure that was probably trending worldwide. And go up to me on Twitter. Check out the new features on the site, guys. Congratulations to MMA. A very, very well-deserved win.
And congratulations to Nick and Dan for winning the special award.
Oh, I know. That was very sweet of you guys to give us that. Thank you so much.
You know, that whole awarding ceremony was my idea. I suggested it in like June or July. And
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to take it, but yeah.
Oh, man, we all could have gotten off work earlier had you not proposed that, John.
스포츠가 되기 위해서 많은 분들이 정말 노력을 하셨고
There's Mr.
실제로
Che.
지금까지 몇 년 동안 많은 분들이 같이 만들어왔고 노력을 했다는 생각이 드는데요. 이 선수들이 그냥 게임을 하는 것이 단순한 오락이라든지 이런 것이 아닌 승부를 가리는 자신의 승부를 시청자분들에게 보여주고 노력하는 모습에 감동을 주는 이것이 e스포츠로 자리 잡게 되는 게 굉장히 감사하다는 말씀드리고
So he's thanking all the players for putting us such great entertainment. It's not just about playing game, but it's giving the fans what they want.
Yeah.
And thank you all the viewers for supporting us and giving motivation for us to continue on. And next year we come back with even better content.
Yeah, guys, get that year-long ticket. It's going to be great. A lot more GSL stuff. And there's a whole bunch of great new features on the site, too. We're revamping it. We're leveling up. We finished upgrading the GSL Hive.
네, 원래 승부라는
Comment from
것은
Engine.
패자가 아픈 법이죠. 패배가 아프고 쓰라리고 힘들고 그렇기 때문에 더더욱 승부에서 이긴 승자가 빛나는 법인데 오늘만큼은
승부를 가리는 e스포츠 세계에서 오늘 단 하루만큼은 1년의 GSL을 정산하는 이 자리에서 이 축제장에서 너무나 멋있게 잘 싸워준 이 두 선수를 모두 승자라고 부르고 싶습니다.
Of course, when two people play against each other, one of them has to win and one of them has to lose, and loser, of course, feels really bad compared to the winner. But today, with such a great festival and entertainment, I think that both players are winners.
I agree.
Yep.
And I don't normally like talking like that either. Normally I'm like, no, this guy won, this other guy lost. But in this case, that's actually true.
Yeah.
아까 말씀을 못 드렸는데 연습 도와준 분들이 굉장히 많아요.
He forgot to mention everyone who helped him practice.
이동재 선수
FXO, Linov, Gumiho, and somebody else I forgot. I didn't hear, but yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty good practice partners.
Yeah.
지금 집에서 많이 자숙하고 있는데 열심히 도와줬거든요. 여러분 많이 최종원 선수 앞으로 잘.
And also Koka, who's not at the team house because of the incident that happened a while ago. He's staying at home, but he still helped MMA practice. So he's thanking.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sure Koka will come back as an even greater player. I keep faith in him.
What a great day. I can't believe we actually got to end this year this way. You know what I mean?
이렇게 2011년은 마무리가 됐습니다. 물론 다음 주에 이제 승격 강등전이 남아 있습니다. 승격 강등전은 내년 시즌의 판도를 또 가름하고 예고를 해드리는 예고
he's talking about up and down match. We're gonna have players such as
다음 주에 다시 또 활기찬 모습으로
Monroe,
저희가
Sen.
준비한 중계방송 여기까지입니다. 시청해주신 여러분
So be sure to tune in and watch. Thank you.